Well, welcome back, y'all,
Howdy.
to Brunkhollow. We are thrilled for you all to be joining us this evening as we finally return to Brunkhollow Valley, the Downweald, and everything beyond. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday evening. A lot of excitement as we were sort of gearing up for this. Thank you to those of us who joined us last week so we could chat and talk about some of the changes and things that we were looking forward to in the upcoming episodes. We'll ease back into it. We're going to get plenty of... okay.
Sorry, I swear I put that volume down.
Oh, you got caught. Stop it.
Just some casual
Don't.
table erotica.
Tabletop. Yes, tabletop.
Oh, no.
We're gonna get through the announcements and then dive in. We have some things we want to shout out and say, and none more important than thanking you all for being here this evening.
Yes.
But we'll have a slightly different kind of run of show at the beginning. We'll do our little announcements. We will say hello to Recap Man once again. We'll welcome him back into the fold. And then we will sort of get into some flavor and then go to the intro, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys to take over the announcements as usual, and then we'll see where we're at.
Back. Brunkhollow is back on live Sunday night, twitch.tv/tabletopnotch. And you are here for it, which is the best thing about this all. Joining us live here, we love to see you in the comments. We love to see the Fipe twins. If there's other ways to watch it, listen. Tuesday, you can listen to a podcast. Friday, you can watch the high definition VOD on YouTube. Unless you support us. If you're a Patreon subscriber or a YouTube member, you get early access. You get extra tidbits. So please support us there. Speaking of the podcast, if you could use the rating system, send us feedback. Is that a thing that can be done?
Yeah, so podcast listeners, depending on, we're trying to figure out what is best for you all as you enjoy our show. Do you like having a video version or audio? Like, do you like having the option? Do you like having the possibility of no ads interrupting your thing? If you ever want to just like join our Discord, give us some feedback, or you can put it in the comments if you're on Spotify, listening on Spotify, you can put comments in there. Help me, mainly. Help me.
Help you.
Help me help you.
me.
The world of podcasting is a deep, dark one for like setting it up and executing it well for people at home. So just let us know what you enjoy about the podcast and stuff like that.
Maybe you can make a poll.
I like polls.
They're usually short, like
They're usually more
thumbs up,
about
thumbs down.
Yeah, is TC a menace? Yes
Do
or
you
no?
like me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, true enough, fair enough.
But
Other
I appreciate it.
No, never mind.
Other than that, you should and will have fun if you subscribe for free with Prime right here and right now on Twitch.
Yeah.
You'll get access to stuff like Notch and Soda, which is happening later tonight.
Even if you get gifted a sub
Even
tonight,
if you
right?
get gifted a sub,
You can
or if you
hang
use a
out.
Prime, or if you use a regular, there's
can
lots of
hang out.
ways to hang out with us between Sundays. Yeah.
Speaking of between Sundays, you can follow us on all kinds of social media, the good ones, the bad ones, the evil ones. All of them are mostly evil, so, like and comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We've had a lot of people follow us. Didn't we reach like 30,000 or something?
We
on
hit 30,000 on Instagram.
Yay.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. So thank you guys.
I started blast.
Thank you guys for your support. We're super grateful. Also, we have merch as always. We have, if you haven't joined us for No Time to Lose, we have some fun additions. Sharp Teeth, Sharp Minds notebook where you can scribble your D&D writings in there, your notes or your journaling, whatever you floats your boat. We have stuff to drink out of, stuff to wear. Get all your stuff. Somebody's birthday is coming up, almost certainly. Get them, whether or not they watch the show. Some sick-ass merch.
Excite them or confuse them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Both.
My mom she watches the show and doesn't get it, but she has a Good as Gold hoodie that she really likes.
That is so
and gets
cute.
compliments on it all the time when she wears it out. So
Gorgeous.
you know?
Also, if you like the show, but you also don't get it or parts of it, you can go to discord.gg/tabletopnotch to ask questions.
Yeah, Deirdre's mom,
Yeah.
go ask questions on Discord.
Yeah.
Ellen, join the Discord.
Join the Discord, ask your questions, what you're confused about. People will talk about the episodes, and you can just, what you like, what you're confused about. Yeah, it's a great place.
Other great place. I don't have a transition at all. Other great place, Patreon. So as a
yeah,
reminder,
that is a good
for
place.
Notch and Soda, it's top notch people
It's a big
get
notch.
the Notch and Soda access. That's gonna be happening tonight. But also, if you are a free member or were thinking about becoming a free member, because Patreon now does free memberships,
Which is cool.
and we use that because we post like announcements and behind the scenes videos that are free to watch.
Yeah.
But however I'm not gonna say anything like why, but like before tomorrow, you might just want to become a free member to Tabletop Notch on Patreon. Just like think about it.
Might want to.
It would be.
Twould.
Those who are currently free members can enjoy what I believe we're also dabbling at the break, which is some behind the scenes
yes.
of Recap Man.
Man.
So if you missed him dearly, then
It's real good.
In the Discord, speaking of Discord, to
yeah.
tie it all back together, and I forget who it was. Somebody wrote R.E. Capman for Recap Man, and I was like, chef's kiss, so
yeah.
good.
Oh,
So
R.E.
funny.
Capman.
R.E. Capman is like his
like that's
that's
his name. Love
It's a
it.
visual joke.
Love
Yeah,
it.
it's very
Yeah, it's good. Write it out. Write it
R.
out. You guys got it. You guys got it.
like huge erection.
Just yeah.
the other update. I know we said that we were gonna have a Daggerheart episode this upcoming Saturday, but unfortunately somebody got the flu, so we're gonna let them recover and rest without the pressures of being like, I gotta get ready to go for Saturday. So
Saturday, no.
that's right. Chanted from the mountaintops that Daggerheart will be happening later down the line once this player is well rested and we can all reconvene at the table again.
Yay.
Yay indeed. So thank you for your patience and your love and your support. Matthew, do you have anything that you want to say?
I think that's pretty much it. I'll do one more thing about the Patreon since we're sort of approaching the end of the month once again. Beyond some of the perks that we've already mentioned, we drop PDFs every month with sort of puzzles, games, homebrew elements that you can feel free to throw in your game that we usually try to make fairly system agnostic so you can sort of throw it into any games you might be playing. The new one will be coming in about a week or so, and we've got more fun and games on the horizon. So if you like that kind of stuff, check it out. Just plenty of goodies for all kinds and types. And I think that's it.
That's it?
Let's take a moment here and pour ourselves
I will
Shit, it's so far away.
Oh yeah, why is your table so far?
I don't know.
There's less opportunities at Fort Contrition to do some fake table drinking. So
True.
We ought to do it now.
Yes.
Well-
take a little moment here. Oh, mine's a different
Oh, how light.
sun stains. Actually, kind of the opposite.
Somebody's trying to make money off you.
This looks like toilet, like prison toilet whiskey.
That's true.
Is that
I
a
think
thing?
that
That's
we-
just wine.
Yes,
Toilet
do
squad
it.
review prison.
Let's thank them.
Let's thank some people, guys. You guys have been
Fight
so
Twain.
generous. This might take a
Thank you.
second, but like, please just stick around because these people are awesome. Hannah Buys resubscribed. Lena Marie subscribes. Necestos resubscribed. Bread Van subscribed. Keldroma resubscribed. Beard Knowledge resubscribed. Bearsy Poo gave out 5 community subs. Savory Fruit resubscribed. Deirdre Manning, whoa, resubscribed. Mojo Man resubscribed. Beard Knowledge gave out 10 community subs. Get that out of here. Nicer Grass resubscribed. Robert Crocodile 5 community subs. Thank you so much. Your Periwinkle friend community sub, and then 5 more. Uncle Octopus resubscribed. Total Vakira has resubscribed. Sanaj resubscribed. Watson resubscribed. Code Monkey Quilts resubscribed. The Chukka resubscribed. Grub resubscribed. Jay Bleezy resubscribed. Kyrus resubscribed.
That's my mom.
Kyrus.
That was
Not your
Are
fake
you
mom.
That one's
Are
my
you
mom.
sure?
You
That
said it
was your
right,
mom?
Kyrie's, yeah.
Kyrus also gave out a
Nice.
community sub.
Wow, thanks, Mom.
Naira Kim resubscribed. Sorry, gifted a sub. My Simajorma gave out a
Yes,
sub.
yes.
Puppy subscribed. Tony Toots resubscribed, and then Ivan gave out 10 community subs.
Holy
Wow. Thank you.
Welcome back to
Cheers.
Brunkhollow.
Back to
Cheers.
Brunkhollow, baby.
You were real whiskey at this time.
Oh, man.
No, but thank you.
Thank you also. Ooh, a double shot thank you.
You gotta be ready.
You gotta be
You
ready.
gotta be
You never
ready.
know when someone
That's
hands
true.
you some whiskey in this campaign.
Okay, I think it is time to check in on R.E. Capman, and then we will get into Chapter 44, the long-awaited Chapter 44. Took a break on a nice even 43. Just
What we love.
to know how to
As you do.
We love
It was
it.
nice to
Yeah.
be back.
It
too.
is. We did end No Time Too Loose, didn't we? On a
2025.
That was
Oh,
pretty
that's good.
Sick.
That's as good as it gets.
End it tomorrow.
All right, let's do it. Let's visit Recap Man, and then we'll say hi to Brunkhollow.
Here we go. Brother.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
What did we learn? Previously on Chapter 43, Ball in Chains. A seed was planted in Annabel's brain when she spoke to her cell neighbor Nestor about lineal magic and its gray area of legality. Perhaps there was some way to use that to access the M enclosure without being locked up for life, but surely nothing further could be done without first getting a good night's sleep. Before taking to bed himself, TC spoke with Officer Garland at length about the ELM, Event of Learned Magic, and tried to pounce on an opportunity to provide a witness account to the guards at the Nightingale. He also wound down to the operations hub with a game of cards, during which Merwin Emerson tipped him off to the latest of the smuggled goods. The next day it was business as usual until the late morning outdoor recreation time, when the well-connected inmate Mallory tracked down Illien to thank him for not turning in her goblin associates. As a reward, Illien requested some dirt on the Ren Ward officers, but Mallory doubled down by challenging the group to a high-stakes game of yard ball. Is it possible that Illien wants to win this match even more than he wants to understand the secrets of Yarpaya? And at a certain point, will it be easier to provide the warden with a list of guards that aren't bending the rules in some way? Stick around and find out on Chapter 44 of Brunkhollow. Oh. Feels good to be back. Ooh, that's old. If I asked you to close your eyes and picture magic, what images do you conjure in your mind? Do you see streaks of soaring flame tearing through the sky? Do you see radiant light or unnatural darkness? Do you imagine an enlivened sensation, a spiritual connection, or a mysterious embrace from an otherworldly entity? Do you hear explosions, screams, whispers? Do you feel warmth? Do you feel invincible? Do you feel frightened? Can it be quantified at all? Can it be contained at all? There is no shortage of those who believe it can be, and in fact, seek to do just that, who have staked their very lives upon it, who believe it is their very mission, their very purpose to do so. How far would you go in pursuit of this containment if you believed it to be just? If you believed such a charge to be sacrosanct? Would you campaign for a better world, a godly world, if you knew that the means to achieve said world required everything of you? And if you knew that the manner in which said world is procured dictated that there was no place for you in the end? Would you give up your seat at the table if it ensured that the surface that we sup upon would stay intact, unblemished? Or would you quietly ingest, obsequious and complacent, until the oak turns to ash in your lap? You ask a man of God whose faith's been shook if he sees the divine in something, he's going to tell you yes. He wants to see it. And when you stand by the riverbank, soaking in your disbelief at what you have seen, at what you have endured, when you have been afforded a new orifice from which to breathe through, courtesy of one servile arbiter of questionable faith, what other conclusion might you come to? Passivity is a pious luxury in times of order. And when belief belies upheaval, it is prudent to perceive the hissing sound of serpents underfoot. When you hear it, you shall know that you have tarried too far, and you must run. Run, kick up your knees and hasten to your aspirations. Run until the sibilant sounds subside and let the fear of their reemergence compel you to action. Become the generation of the snake. If there's one thing that I have learned in recent travels, and I speak of travels both physical and spiritual, it is that through uncompromising fidelity, the limits of my mind and my body extend beyond what I ever imagined possible. Vital are those intervals in which a decree is handed down upon you, and it is your duty to say yes. But equally vital are the intervals in which a calling rises up within you, and it is your duty to act in accordance until the gods or their agents interject. There is one callous certainty among the many abstruse quandaries that plague this Brunkhollow imbroglio, which is that we are in desperate need of interpretation, of diagnoses, a voice to perforate the deific silence and resound with intent that is congruous to their vision. The gods have carried us in so many ways, and in their greatest hour of need, they shall now be carried by us, their most fervent advocates. We are brought back, and then we give back. We are Hierophant. Are you leaving the excitement behind, or is the real excitement up ahead, yet to come? This is the question most pressing you as you and Officer Emerson move north toward the Nightingale Ward, letting the shouts and cheers surrounding a tense game of yard ball fade further and further into the background. And the sweat glistening on your skin fails to outshine the sparkle in your eye as you approach this structure that has achieved an almost mythical status in your mind. It's a fair question to ask, for though the Nightingale, and by extension the M enclosure, is believed to house the ever-evasive object of your desire. But there is a distinct possibility that your access is profoundly limited in scope, and that you've stepped away from a potentially lucrative sporting event to do nothing but have a nice long look at a stodgy prison lobby that might more or less be identical to the intake zones at the other wards. For all of the nervous energy building up inside you, Merwin marches forth in a characteristically nonplussed manner. It's a trip he's undoubtedly made hundreds of times, and at the moment he's more concerned with picking some dried oatmeal out of his pointed beard than he is with readying himself for what's ahead. The cart he's pushing doesn't seem overly cumbersome, but the ground is a far cry from paved, so it kind of jostles and rattles extensively as he wills the wheels to turn forward. We had a fresh batch of Taggart arrive this morning, and they want to be sure the infirmaries are well stocked, especially over at the Nightingale where prisoners are prone to a bit more volatility. Figured that was as good a time as any to give you an opportunity to set eyes on it. This is all under the assumption, of course, that my name has continued to keep itself out of any discussions or reports, written or otherwise, of finger-pointing and tail-tattling variety. If there's any whistles blown, beans spilled, dirt dished, or bagless cats, better not be at my expense, or all comes down like a house of cards.
Merwin, you have my full assurance that your name is staying far out in anything. If something happens, if something goes sideways with me, Thornfield's the one who gave you my name, okay?
I can go with that.
Unless you got a better idea, tell me right now. We got to tell the same story.
Thornfield's fine. He's had his time.
Yeah, fuck it.
And we only got a minute here. Can't stop to talk further for fear of looking from afar and an overly friendly demeanor between us. So here's how it's gonna go real quick. We're gonna pass through intake. We're gonna get waved into the antechamber, which don't look too different from the Wren, except the walls are all closed off. None of that open air atrium in the center like you see at the other wards. Now, odds are one or both of Officers Watkins and Emberstride will be there to greet us. You'll get pawned off pretty quick to one of the I&I fellas to start stocking some shelves.
Okay.
Now, if I've got my schedules right, you'll be making the acquaintance of either Officer Driscoll, who's a real twat, or Officer Caraway, who's an even bigger twat.
Okay.
And you said you wanted to be put in the hands of the dwarf for reasons I'm sure you're content to keep your own. That's Caraway, and I'll see if I can make that happen, but no guarantees.
He's a bigger twat.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right. That's all
Bit
right.
of a stickler for the rules.
No problem.
Now, once you've unloaded the strong boxes, I'll bring you back out and I'll return you to the yard. I'm sure it doesn't need to be said, but you'd have to be thicker than the outer walls of the Five Crossings Keep to try and nick something during this process. I'll be watching you closer than a beholder with a telescope.
All right. Got it.
Now, I doubt that in the couple of rooms you'll have access to, you'll be able to discern much about the Nightingale or anything else in there, but that's between you and your gods or whatever else you pray to. I won't pretend to know what's going on in that little brain of yours.
Fair enough. Matt, for my purposes here,
How are you?
okay, great. So
Still good.
am I still good? Can I quickly cast enhance ability and make it look? Are there other people around me? Is it gonna cause? I don't give a fuck if Merwin sees it. If it freaks him out a little, it freaks him out a little.
What is the components involved in that?
So it's second level transmutation, verbal, material, and somatic. But the material's just feather or a piece of fur, and you touch a creature, myself, and you have you have advantage on a chosen skill.
You're outside, and there's nobody in the immediate vicinity. The biggest issue you have to contend with is the fact that, to your knowledge, Merwin has not seen you cast spells before. So that's something that you have to decide for yourself. He will know. You're gonna, once again, sort of the verbal component and clarified in the 2024 rules, which we're using.
Yes.
Is that verbal components have to be said at a normal speaking volume. And it's like an obvious incantation. It doesn't sound like you're, speaking, muttering in a regular language. So, he's walking right next to you. There isn't other people, but you would be able to estimate that he will be able to tell you are casting a spell.
Yeah, when he turns around, is there can I hang back just a sec and then have to catch up with him? Or not really?
You could hang back for a second, not so much that you speaking, that you're gonna get out of
yeah, he can hear me, but if he doesn't see me do any hand waving, I feel like it's Yeah.
I leave that to you and your gods.
Fuck it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Here she goes.
So when he,
So he's kind of pushing that.
great. I'm gonna hang back just a sec, and
Keep up now.
I'm gonna cast it, and then come up behind him.
Great.
Sorry.
Give me a perception check.
Great. That's gonna be 21.
Okay. As you mutter the incantations, even for the brief period that you sort of slip behind, he's pushing the cart ahead, and you just watch him sort of peer over the back of his shoulder there, and then continue to kind of push the cart, and you kind of run to catch up.
Never you mind. Thornfield, all right?
Mm-hmm. Cold as ice. Continue to push the cart forward.
Great.
Now, no ward is complete without its little kind of exterior
Oh,
check.
and just so everybody knows, since that was a risky move, I would like to do it on charisma checks.
Okay, great. That has like a name too. It's like Splendor or something.
It's not
listed
Oh, it's
on
not.
here.
That
Oh,
might
it's not?
be it.
Oh,
it's
bummer.
like Eagle Splendor. You
Yeah.
bless yourself. I can't remember what they are.
Well.
But something like that. Great. So advantage on charisma-based skill checks. Mm-hmm. And how long does that last?
An hour.
Great.
Is it concentration?
It is concentration.
Here we go.
Yep.
So no ward is complete without its little exterior checkpoint. Horses and wagons to pull into, prisoners to be frisked. The Nightingale is no exception. The officer who steps up to greet you is obviously not the same as the one stationed at the Wren, but he may as well be. For they share the same spiritless gait, the same not quite fitted uniform, and the same rounded faces like stones in the ocean, smoothed out over so much time of churning through their thankless existence. And as you get a little bit closer, he sort of comes up and he speaks to Merwin. Merwin, we was told to expect you. But who's this now? Officer Kepler, Miss Annabel Millay, Wren Ward 3H. She's an organizational sensation, gonna help me stock the shelves while Watkins or Emberstride puts pen to paper on that priority request that I know is coming. And there's kind of a little moment between them where they look at each other. You've got a nose for it, all right. You've got some ideas on how to make the new Ganassi feel welcomed. I'll bet they do. Go on, pat her down so we can get to it. He's gonna come over to you there. Thumbs up.
Here we go.
And he's not doing a like very thorough, like you guys when you first arrived at the Wren, when the three of you first arrived, like they had you take all your stuff off, go to the changing room, and they had to open your mouth. They were like looking through your hair. He doesn't do that, but he gives kind of a pat. And at one point, he kind of feels like a little pouch or something.
Yep.
Sort of looks up at you. Little something extra from the mess hall?
Yes, sir. Sorry, that gonna be a problem?
So, do you have anything except the component pouch in your pocket?
That's it.
That's it? None of the, like, other things you had smuggled in?
Maybe I have some ether cigarettes.
Okay. He sort of reaches into your pocket, pulls out.
It's for me.
Oh, don't know how that got in there. You're welcome to it.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh.
With advantage. Oh, 2 6s. Wow. A 7. Oh.
He has that one in his hand. Reaches back into your pocket. How many did you have?
Let's say I had 2.
Takes them both.
Thank you, sir.
You no longer have those two.
Okay.
A little bit of that business sorted, and Merwin wheels the cart over to a ramp that's on kind of the left side of the stairwell here. As he's pushing it up, whoever built this could probably have made the incline a little less steep, because with the strong boxes that are sort of on top of the cart, they're adding considerable heft, so it takes a little bit of effort for him to keep that barrel from sliding back down, and finally he gets it up to the landing there. There's another guard at the top of the steps, and they open there's a set of double doors, they open one of them to allow you both inside. There's no verbal exchange, but a nod of acknowledgement between officers as they go about their day. It doesn't do anything to you. They saw you get frisked, so there's no extra additional measures there, but they give Merwin a nod.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. Merwin said they were bringing Tanka, or what's it called?
Say that again?
What did Merwin say he was bringing in?
Taggett.
Do I know what that is?
Give me a nature check.
That's 14.
Oil of Taggett is a poison, sort of. I mean, it's a chemical that is often used as a poison. That can cause unconsciousness.
Okay.
So, which would make sense in a place with potentially unruly prisoners, like having something that you could.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah, totally. Okay,
Yes.
great.
So yes, he referred to Taggett.
Okay, great.
After you shuffle in, you step into what you assume must be the antechamber that Merwin spoke of. Described accurately by Merwin as being much more enclosed than the sort of entrance hall of the Wren, whereas when you first stepped into the Wren, it was quite a bit of an echo. The atrium was open kind of right in front of you. There were several little sort of graded areas where prisoners could come through. This one's just like a solid room, pretty solid on all four sides. There's no breeze coming from above. There's a little bit of kind of that ambiance of shouting prisoners, but it's very muffled. You can tell that, unlike again, because there's no atrium, they're not shouting to each other through this open space. They might just be talking to each other cell to cell, like you've done with Doxley and Nestor before. The room is very narrow, and to the right there is a hefty stone desk with little in the way of any kind of stationery or adornments. And from wall to wall, about sort of almost like bisecting the room, so you haven't gotten up to this point, but there is a set of iron bars running kind of perpendicular to your path, impeding your progress. So desk on the right side, then a big set of bars across barring your way, and then a little more room on the other side. So the desk is on your side of the bars here at the moment. And behind the desk sits a tiefling, whose skin is a very deep reddish brown, almost like a mahogany, with shorter pointed horns that go kind of straight back in a 45-degree angle from their forehead. When you enter, that looks like they're in the process of very carefully using like a little pipette to squeeze 2 or 3 drops of kind of a pale reddish liquid into their left eye. And after this, she takes the little pipette, places it into a bottle on the desk, and then gives a little gentle rub with the sort of palm of her hand there, kind of rub in whatever she put in her eye. Sees you guys come in.
Officer Emerson, just the man I wanted to see.
I'm the man that everyone wants to see.
Well, for now, I'd appreciate a moment of your time.
I thought you might, which is why I brought little Ms. 3H along with me. If whoever's on duty wants to take her back to the stockroom, I could spare a few extra seconds.
I'll whistle for Driscoll.
Actually, there's nobody else, is there? Last time I brought a prisoner aid, Driscoll got into it with him good over some nonsense about a nasty look. Now, I got a full plate this morning, so I've got a preference for things running smooth.
Are you telling me you've brought me a problem, prisoner?
That's not what I'm saying, and you know it. She sort of pushes the bottle to the side on her desk. Hey.
I'm sure you're not going to be a problem, are you, 3-8?
I wouldn't dare.
Give me a persuasion check.
Nat 20.
Caraway, then. Don't make me pick my third choice. Caraway's just fine. Seconds later, as if waiting at their post around the corner, you watch as Emberstride unbuttons a leather pouch on a little utility belt that she has around her waist. And she produces a wooden whistle, which she blows twice. And coming around the corner, a man appears on the other side of the bars that is rather squat, even for a dwarf. It looks like someone took his head and almost smooshed it down into his neck so that his shoulders are like raised up almost all the way to his ears, and his arms kind of dangle oddly far from his torso even when he isn't in motion. His beard, which is very neatly kept, is split right down the middle, gray on one side and kind of brown on the other, almost as like half of his face aged quicker than the other half. Officer Carraway, you are to take this young woman to the stockroom while I converse with Officer Emerson. I can only imagine she's been selected due to some degree of competence, so this should be quick and easy. She had an inventory job of her own back at City Hall in Perron. Natural fit, make no mistake. And the dwarf kind of saunters up. He's now on the other side of the bars, kind of looking through. All right, lady. Why don't you push that cart on up to the bars? Takes a step back. As you're pushing the cart now, and it has a little bit of heft to it, but now on a sort of more even stone surface, it's not quite as difficult to push. You watch as Officer Emberstride again goes back to that utility belt. She puts the whistle back in the belt, and she goes to the other side and unbuttons another part of it. And in that one, she takes out a very narrow kind of iron rod. It's like almost like 8 inches in length. A little narrow, and it has a number of notches and grooves. Like it has a curious like assortment of indentations on it. She stands up and she moves to the wall behind the desk that has a very deep circle carved into the wall, kind of like almost like dinner plate size. A circle carved in the wall. She takes the little rod and she inserts it somewhere like one point in the circle, and there's kind of a click, and she puts her other hand on it, and it goes. And as she turns it, the bars that are bisecting the room come down and retract into the floor. So finally, it clicks and it kind of locks into the floor for a moment. And she pulls the pin back out, and you can hear there's like a mechanism in the wall, and it's like, whoa. There's like a almost like metronomic clicking. And as that's going on, quick, come on, step through. Okay. You push the cart through, and as he's sort of waving you into the other sort of far side of the room, that finally, and so the bars there have like an automatic system for resetting. Even if someone were to sort of not be present to manually do it, the bars will go back up and close off that area.
Can I sort of gather about how long that was?
Sure, yeah, it was 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it was certainly enough time to pass through like a cart or a few people, but it also seemed like the clicking didn't stop until she pulled the pin out. So if you needed it to be open for a longer time, you could hold it. Yeah, you could hold it there in the pin in the wall. Mm-hmm. Another thing that you notice as she's using it is that the other end of the pin, there's a little sort of piece of rope, and it's tied back to her utility belt. So it's like, in a way, sort of physically tied to her. Not that you couldn't cut the rope.
This is my rod.
Yes.
There are other rods, but none is like mine. This is mine.
So she allows you on through it. You sort of get to the end of the hall there where there's like another door that Officer Carraway, who now is sort of you're in the company of, sort of pushes it open, motions through.
Great.
Give kind of one quick look back, and Merwin gives you a little salute. And then him and the sort of tiefling officer Emberstride, they looks like she takes out a piece of paper and they start to kind of go over some kind of inventory or something that they're looking at there.
Okay.
Now between the cart that you're pushing in front of you and the wide-set dwarf that's following behind, who seems like he's doing his best to take up as much space as physically possible,
Okay.
your sightlines as you move through the hall, they're not the best. But there also just isn't that much to see. Another characteristic that the Nightingale does share with the other wards is the fact that there aren't any prisoner cells on the first floor. So any doorways that you pass by, they look like offices or storage. You never pass by someone who's like behind bars. One thing you do take note of is a larger archway that passes by on your left. So you're pushing it and you don't even see it right away because the cart's in front of you and the hallway's pretty narrow. So you're only seeing it as soon as you're starting to pass by it, sort of a larger archway. And this larger archway has another set of those wall-to-wall bars, just like the antechamber that you entered through. And there is also, again, a circle carved into the wall right nearby, giving you the impression that these bars may retract in a similar fashion if you had the correct sort of key for it. Past this set of bars, there are 2 seated guards on opposite sides of the wall with their backs against the wall, like facing each other. So bars here, 2 guards facing each other, just sort of like weapons seated, just on duty. and then another set of bars. So bars, guards, bars. There's like a little sort of
So many guards.
multiple
guards.
entryway
Got it.
sort of system
You
here.
have teleport, right? I mean, you have teleport.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
Just dimension door out.
Yeah, easy.
Beyond that second set of bars, there is a staircase that spirals down and kind of out of sight, so you can't see what's beyond
goes
that.
down?
Yes, it goes down. Yes, this set of stairs goes down. And there's no labeling on the wall. You don't see engraved stone or plaques of any kind to provide kind of insight or information. And using his banded club, Officer Caraway kind of taps you on the shoulder because you kind of slowed down a little to look. And he's not doing his own in like an aggressive way, but he sort of motions to kind of keep moving down the hall there. And he's motioning to the next doorway up on your left, which is much smaller, but big enough to push the cart into. Next one on your left. Don't make the turn too tight. You're gonna tip the cart.
Very well.
He falls behind you. Finally, you take a nice, slow, kind of wide turn there. And the stockroom that you enter into is pretty much everything you'd expect from a place like this. You see bottles, blankets, lanterns, candles, towels, brooms, bushels of herbs, buckets, water skins, artisans' tools, shovels, parchment, ink. Pretty much anything and everything that doesn't fall into like a category of weapons or ammunition. Like you don't see dangerous supplies in here. That would be in like an armory, so that's not here in this space. Now, if you're not mistaken, they seem to be loosely organized by kind of value or rarity. Like there's very mundane items in one spot versus some others. And the explanation that Caraway kind of offers confirms this for you. He kind of walks, he gets past you there, he squeezes through the doorway, and he goes over to the like 3-tiered shelf on the right side wall. Schedule C, Schedule B, Schedule A on top. Sundries on the opposite wall. You see like items, you stack them anywhere alongside where there's room. I expect there's a good bit of tagging in there. He kind of ting, 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 ting knocks on the
Yes,
lockbox. So those are all going to be A with the rest of the tinctures.
Very well.
He goes over to the wall kind of next to the door that you just came through, and similar to the way she sort of had it tied to her belt, there is a key on a rope on the wall, like an actual key, not like one of those metal rods. And he sort of pulls that and unloops some slack and goes over and unlocks one of the lock boxes. So it seems like the keys to the lock boxes are actually sort of kept in these rooms as opposed to being on a guard where they could be stolen or nicked or something, like it was attached to the wall. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Great. So he comes over, he unlocks the first box, you look inside. This one does not look like it's like tagged, it's not alchemical supplies. Some basic mundane goods, there's some sort of parchment and ink and things. You start to take stuff out. You start to go over where they are on the wall, you kind of place things. Anything you want to be doing during that time?
Yeah, are there any... Oh, God. Oh,
You're
my
doing great.
God.
You're doing so good. You're in.
Are there any, like, maps? Are there anything that's labeled with different prisoners or anything like that? I want to be, like, looking in the supply room.
Yeah, give me a study, actually. Which is actually, give me, this one you're actually going to be, this one's really a perception. Give me perception first.
Okay.
Um,
That is, 16.
16. Everything in here seems to be unused supplies.
Okay.
There's no like written on items. There's no like disposal. There isn't even like a bin for used bottles or anything. That wherever that is, it doesn't seem to be in this room. So this room seems to be you come to get something that you need and then you take it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So nothing of that kind. Nothing. No markings on the papers on the walls. Anything like that.
Okay.
Anything else you're looking for?
How big is the room?
Like, it's a little longer than it is wide. It's probably like 5 by 8.
Okay. And is there anybody else like that could walk in on us? Like, is there a door on it?
There is a door. It's open, and
open.
he's standing in the door. He is not helping you.
He's not helping.
He came over, he unlocked the box, and then he went to the doorway and kind of stood
taking
there.
up the whole
Yeah,
door.
he's not like blocking. He's like leaning in the doorway.
Yeah.
And you passed a couple guards on the way in. So there's other guards like walking around the first floor. There's
Yeah.
one right here, but he's just right there, standing. He looks over like every once in a while to watch you unpack stuff.
How long do I think, based on all the shit that I have here, is it gonna take me?
10, 15 minutes. I mean, there's like 6 lock boxes that contain, and some of them are
If it takes
delicate.
longer, people are gonna be suspicious.
If it takes like significantly longer, yeah. If you were in here for an hour, that would be suspicious. There's not that much shit.
Okay. Can I get to stuff that's at the far end of the room to unload? Like,
You can. It's still very much within vision of him. It's not like you're slipping around a corner.
yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, you can be at the sort of far end of this.
I would like to.
Say in a long, narrow room, so you're at the shorter wall on the backside there.
Great. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need a second to think?
No, I know.
Okay.
It's very risky, and I am worried about it. Oh God.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Leave us in suspense. Think for a
Right.
moment.
Let me think.
We're actually going to go elsewhere for
Great.
a
Let's do it.
moment.
Let's go elsewhere.
Feel anxious for longer.
Great.
Please.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
We don't want you to calm down.
I won't.
Elsewhere in the yard,
Let's do this.
gritting teeth,
It's a Guy Ritchie movie.
grass stains and gravel embedded in the palms of your hands. Clouds of dirt, crowds of mirth, and brows of earth-stained sweat seeping down both sides of your face. Chains are rattling, no brains, just battling, and the smell of old leather lingers on the nostrils. It's a stale stagnancy like an untreated saddle stored away for the winter and long forgotten. But despite the musk of must, it's an odor that you go for because it is confirmation of possession. And this is yard ball, baby.
I'm gonna kick it. Oh wait, no.
There's an old
Don't
saying
kick it.
in the world of organized athletics, which is that you can't teach size. And between Nestor's reach and the natural physical aptitude of the Tyruns, what should have been a runaway victory for Mallory and her more experienced crew has turned into a balanced brawl. The longer the game has gone on, the more the defensive posturing and attempts to strip the ball have increased in ferocity, sometimes leading to a questionable push or an accidental elbow to the chin. This, along with the swelling crowd size, has caused additional guards, other than TC and Fleck, to slowly find their way over. But nothing yet has been so egregious that they felt the need to step in. There's been a couple pushes and elbows thrown, and people kind of keeping an eye, but nobody has sort of stepped in to say anything just yet. And frankly, as you look around, they seem more invested in the outcome than they are worried about a line being crossed.
There's exchanges being made.
There's definitely some conversation happening, less overt than that.
Oh, okay.
If you look around the perimeter, any and all of you, it's the most smiling you've seen from the guards since you got here. Some of them are even occasionally like clapping or pumping a fist as the game continues to go on.
Get him.
This is great.
With the game tied 4-4, and with Mallory and Illien both having scored 2 goals, the game is on the line, and a potential hat trick is still very much in play for both. A man keeping time by the sidelines has placed his finger in the path of a marble scheduled to spiral down a carved wooden post, a very crude but effective method of marking 3-minute intervals. It's very similar to the smaller version that you saw on display at the butcher shop. After Court dropped his ace, they sort of signaled, he put a marble at the top of this little sort of spiral that signaled it was like 1 minute of time. So
sometimes.
it's a way to sort of mark the amount of time that is eclipsed in this game that you've played.
Okay.
The teams have agreed to a brief timeout to let people catch their breath. So with the rock boys on one end and the paper guys on the other, you've all huddled to discuss strategy for the final remaining about a minute. You can see his finger is about kind of a third of the way up this little sort of spiraling thing. So you've got kind of about a minute left. Your fourth player, replacing Annabel, is a black-haired high elf named Harper. She was picked out by Nestor as she occupies the next cell over, around the corner on the 3rd floor of the Ren. So Annabel's on one side of Nestor, and this woman, Harper, is on the other side of Nestor. She's been a competent athlete who kind of lacks a little bit of accuracy in her throws. She's a little wild, but she's also very quick to the ball. She's speedy, so she's been sort of spreading the field a little bit, which has allowed you to get some good shots in. So as you're kind of huddled, sweat dripping down your face, everybody kind of breathing hard, Nestor sort of leans in, and as you've seen, sort of more experienced player on the pitch, at least on your team. Okay, we've probably got one shot at this. If we don't score, they take possession, and they're gonna get to make a try till the ball gets loose, at which point we don't have enough time to make another go.
Right.
I've got 3 ideas, and I'll let our captain make the call.
I'm all ears, Nestor.
He kneels down on one knee, and with a finger he starts to draw in the dirt, like little X's
Okay.
and O's and things. If we want to be certain that we don't lose, we can run a delay tactic called a stonewall. He starts to draw in the dirt there, a little line, a couple X's. We run the time out. We never give them a chance to gain possession. But if you want the win, I would suggest a triple slant. And he sort of draws a few, a sort of slanted line and X behind it. That's where I try to draw a defender or 2. Y'all spread out as far as you can, close to the goal, and I throw to the person whoever's most open and who has the best shot at the goal. Now, if you really think the hat trick is worth risking the loss, then there's the double dip. We're drawing a couple kind of parallel lines. That's where we get Illien the ball. We start down the pitch like we're going for the goal. Then Doxley darts back, takes a quick pass. Illien sprints downfield, and Doxley tries to hit him in stride, while me and Harper do our best to box out the defenders. Now, double dip is risky, because if somebody strips the ball from you, they're going to gain possession much closer to our net, giving them a good chance to score before we regroup. So you all kind of huddle in, and Harper kind of leans forward and pipes up here.
It's your call, boss. Though I will just throw this out there.
Yeah.
I made a couple of little side bets, and I'm set to profit pretty handsomely with a victory. It seems you've got your own thing going on, but I'd be willing to share, is all I'm saying. But it's up to you. It's just something to think about. But again, your decision. But again, it's probably good for all of us if we win. But again, I know you have your thing.
Harper, I got you. I understand. You, whether we've had the hat trick or not, you're gonna get that whatever it is you're getting, right?
No, I have to win.
Yes, we're gonna win regardless.
assuming we win in this
We're gonna
situation.
win regardless, and the
Like-
only way we do it is with the hat trick.
Well, see, there
my
actually,
God.
if you saw the triple
I
slant,
did.
there's actually a way to win where you don't use the hat trick.
How about this? We do the hat trick, and we make it happen. Because we're a good team, Harper. I've seen how you play. I've seen how we all play. We should have had a landslide defeat, and we are holding toe-to-toe with Mallory.
Give me a performance check.
Okay, that's gonna be a 7.
7. Yes.
Yeah.
But we could just go for the win, and then we all win.
I see what you're saying. How about this? We vote for it. I won't be a captain that makes everyone do what they don't want to do.
Weird choice for a captain.
That is a very weird choice, but alright.
I want everyone to be happy with this victory that's coming regardless. Doc, Nestor, and you, Harper. Harper. And whoever you are. Harper. Sorry.
It seems like I'm less important in this.
No. A raise of hands, hat trick, for all the glory, everyone watching. Raise your hand.
Before you vote, let's talk a little bit about
Let's talk-
what exactly
yeah.
this entails.
Please.
So, I'm going to hand you a little bit of, and I'll explain it as we go.
What?
Okay.
Well, it's a breakdown of the 3 maneuvers. We've got the stone wall,
Yep.
the triangle slant,
Yep.
and the double dip. So I'm going to hand you guys this, and I'll give you guys just to look at. You're actually going to roll for Nestor, because you're
Okay.
playing as him, even though I'm sort of talking as Nestor.
Oh my
and I'll put one
God.
here.
Look
can we-
at what you have to do.
Holy.
The threshold. The threshold, Illien.
Do you want to go ahead and put that
Oh,
on?
yeah.
my God.
So a couple things to know about this. All 4 participants on your team, Illien, Doxley, Nestor, Harper, you're gonna roll a D100, a percentile roll. Is that focus?
Yeah, mostly.
Good enough. You're all gonna roll a percentile die and add your athletics modifier. So your odds are a little bit better than they look because you guys all have decent athletic modifiers. The average of your team's 4 scores is the outcome, which can be influenced in a few ways. A Battle Master's action surge can be used to re-roll the tens die on the D100. So if you got like a 1 or a 2, you can try and bump that up by using... Oh no, that's the tens die, sorry. So the tens digit that you roll, you can re-roll that with your action surge. The ones digit can be re-rolled by using a charge of second wind, which 2024 rules, you now have multiple charges of. How many charges of second wind do you have?
3.
Great.
Yeah.
You can also take a level of exhaustion, which 2024 rules is a little less punishing than it was back in the old rules, to eliminate the result of one team member. So if Harper or Nestor rolls like shit, you can take an exhaustion level. One of you takes an exhaustion. So basically, like, if you're running down the pitch, somebody slips, and you're sort of exerting extra energy to make sure that you're making up for that person's deficiency.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You guys get to see your results before you decide to use any kind of abilities. Action surge, second wind, any of those, exhaustion. Now, you don't know the exact number of your teammates, but you will know the range that they fall between. And we're gonna...
Okay. Got it.
Anthony's gonna be rolling for Nestor.
Yeah.
Playing as Nestor.
Oh my god.
And I don't show them.
nervous.
I don't reveal to them.
Don't reveal them,
Yeah.
but so once you guys decide on a strategy, and it sounds like the stone wall is eliminated. So once you decide on either the triangle slant or the double dip, Anthony is gonna roll, and we're gonna place a little token on the range that he falls in. So you know generally what he rolled, but not exactly what he rolled. So if for example, you pick the double dip, which is going for the sort of best odds of the hat trick, and Anthony rolled a 66, you would place a little token there. So you have an idea of where your teammates are, and I will do the same for Harper.
Okay.
Now, the idea with the double dip is that there is no win scenario. Like, we're doing this risky thing, and if...
Well, a hat trick is a win.
Oh, okay.
Illien scoring the hat trick is a win. That basically is saying with the double dip, it's either he gets the hat trick or you don't win.
Got it.
Those are the only outcomes.
71, bro.
So I don't know how clear it is, but basically, like, the stone wall has very, very high odds of a draw, a little bit of a chance of a loser win, depending on if there's an opportunity that pops up. The triangle slant has very good odds at a win. I mean, it looks like 50-50, but it's actually better than that because you get to add your athletics modifiers.
Yeah.
And then the double dip has by far the best odds of the hat trick, but it also has by far the best odds of a loss.
Good stuff.
And just because it's been a little while since we did this, we can go over kind of what's at stake in this game.
Please.
Yep.
As it was discussed before, if Illien wins, Mallory is willing to provide some dirt on a lower level guard, or a guard. You didn't discuss. Now, you asked about Officer Garland, and that's when this kind of wager came into play. Basically, if you score a hat trick, she's willing to try and get dirt or even fake dirt, like stage something, on Officer Garland. If you win but don't get the hat trick, you still get dirt, just not on Officer Garland, because he's higher up. That's a little tougher to get. If you lose, you don't get dirt on anybody.
Yeah.
And if you lose and Mallory scores the hat trick, you owe her a favor. She didn't specify what that was. So once again, that's kind of what's at stake in the game.
Also, you originally had asked for dirt on Thornfield, was it? And she nixed that.
Yes,
That
she
was
100%
not on the
yeah,
table.
wasn't even there.
And you guys have some inclinations to why that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
all right.
as you're thinking, you're giving your little speech, and you can.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
What I'm thinking, Nestor, take a look around this court. See all those faces looking at us, and know when we pull this off, because we are, the more flashier it is, people will remember you, Nestor. They'll remember all of us.
Legend, Nestor.
We go big, or we go home.
Or we go.
That is the Tyrun way, and right now, both of you, honorary Tyruns.
I would actually really like to go home.
We mean.
So, we're going home.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're all going home, but for this game, we're going big. We don't even worry about the home. We are going big. We're gonna win.
All right. Like I said, captain's decision. And Harper's like,
All right.
I mean, it's clear that Nestor will follow you guys, so even if you're voting, like Harper's won against whatever you guys decide to vote, unless you and Doxley diverge.
Stretch those muscles. We got 45 seconds. Let's go, team, for the hat trick. We are double dipping.
Double dip, Elliot.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
So hard.
The sidelines are like, they're double dipping. They're going to double dipping.
I'm moving my bet. That's it. Nah, they're betting on the others.
Okay, so here we're gonna do this first. We're gonna do ours first, so that
Yep.
you guys can see the tokens.
Okay.
in place. So
Yep.
this is our
Okay, we got this.
token.
We got this.
And
Oh, please,
I'm going to
God.
be completely straight faced and not show what I got.
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna.
Oh
know
yeah,
the
they're gonna
range
know the
anyway.
range. Yeah.
And this is gonna be Harper's token
Okay.
there.
I know, my hands are
So nervous.
cold and wet.
So we're going for the double dip, which is the bottom, row there.
Okay.
And and something. So we talked about this before. Nestor has a +5 to athletics.
Yeah.
Harper has +2, so not quite,
Okay.
but still a positive.
So I get to add 5. To
So
this.
No, I'm. Oh, you are Nestor. Yes. You get to add 5 to your.
we have a good chance. And if both of us take
You got this. You rolled great as
All
other
right.
characters.
Here we. It's true. I roll great as
Roll
other
great when it's
characters.
not you.
-1.
Here we go.
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
Not looking, not looking.
looking. Don't touch it.
Okay, let's talk strats while they're doing this.
I don't like the look
Did
of that
you
at
see
all.
that? Yep. Okay.
All right. We've got one token down.
Anthony. We're gonna get
We're
exhausted.
eliminating him. Yeah.
I
Okay, no, hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll.
Of course,
I'm
yeah.
gonna roll Harper's. So
Okay.
Harper has a +2, not as good as Nestor.
why did we let him roll?
It wasn't. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
+5.
Oh my god.
Oh. You. I mean,
It's a sibling. It's a sibling move.
1 to.
So
Yep.
so you know that it's in that range, in the lowest possible range.
Yep.
But it could be anywhere from 1 to 60, and remember it's an average. So
an
again,
average.
it could be literally 2, or it could be 55. You don't know the answer to that.
Right.
So you have those two. You can, you guys are gonna roll yours before you decide. But each of you can take an exhaustion if you want to eliminate both of those. You would have to both take your exhaustion.
Can
Roll
one of us
yours
take
first.
2?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because one person can eliminate one.
Oh, Nestor and Harper, they're
Just
tripping
like-
over themselves.
A reminder
yourself
to
a hernia.
the table and the folks at home, exhaustion level 1 now is just
-1 to all rolls.
2.
-2 to all rolls.
Yes.
Attack and
ability
So yeah, so here we'll
Saving
talk
throws?
about it. So this is 2024 exhaustion is far less punishing, which I think is nice because it allows you to give it out a little more freely without it being a huge deal.
Yeah.
Exhaustion levels. The condition is cumulative, just like it was before. Each time you receive a level of exhaustion, whenever you make a D20 test, so an ability check, a saving throw, any D20 attack roll,
Okay.
the roll is reduced by 2 times your exhaustion level. So which is just 2 at level 1, and it becomes 4 and so on. So and your speed is reduced by 5 times your exhaustion level.
When we have the chains and we're reduced to 20, does that go to 15?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
And will that exhaustion affect an athletics check or anything? No, because we're not even making an athletics
You're not
check.
making it. You're adding your athletics. You're not making it.
And then to rid ourselves of exhaustion,
It's a long rest.
that's a long rest.
for each level.
Level.
For each
Well,
level.
they're only getting 1.
Right, but God forbid we have a long day.
Possible.
And you end up with an extra exhaustion.
You would only.
It's Brunkhollow, baby. Let's
This
go.
is the way.
One other question.
Yes.
With so the action surge, we obviously only have 1 apiece, but for the second winds with 3, can we use all 3 if we wanted to?
Yes.
Okay, and the second thing. Yeah. Do you have to take the roll, like if I second wind and I've now rolled twice, do I have to take that second roll?
Yes.
Okay.
You are just re-rolling. It's not giving advantage. You're
Okay.
just re-rolling.
Okay.
Have all your questions been answered, brother?
I'm ready to win. I'm just ready to roll. And
So the
win.
first thing you're gonna do is
Yeah.
one at a time. Let's have Illien be a sword.
That
Yes.
makes sense, that
And we'll
tracks.
have
Great sword.
Doxley.
Oh, what am I gonna be?
Would you like to be a crown or a shield?
Obviously a crown.
Oh, hell
Illien
yeah.
and Doxley. So the first thing before you decide and tell me any rerolls or anything, you're gonna roll your D100, add your athletics, and tell me the number. And I'm just gonna put the tokens out there so you have a visual of what you're seeing.
Just the D100.
Who'd like to go first?
Sister, I'm gonna pass it to you. They're fumbling back there. All right, I'm gonna go. No, what I do?
What is your total?
Do I roll the D10?
Roll the whole thing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 26.
26. So that's another.
Plus your athletics, but I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
plus athletics
your
would be at
athletics.
34.
Yep. So still in that.
No, it would go to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
seeing
Yep.
the.
Yep. Still in that range. Doxley, go ahead and do yours.
Okay. Doxley, Doxley for the win.
What is it? What is it?
19.
Oh my Lord
God.
in heaven!
Oh my
Sister.
The gods above don't want this.
So as soon as you sort of take the pitch, you can see people are.
Oh my God.
All right.
Dexter's a little nervous.
God.
Harper's sort of unsure about the. You can see Harper look over to the side, and someone's like motioning, almost like with a couple ether cigarettes, and Harper's like.
Stay focused, guys. Team, we got this.
Okay, so now you have the option to eliminate their rolls, re-roll your rolls. What would you like to do?
I'll eliminate Nestor.
I'll eliminate Harper.
You should.
Yeah.
So you've eliminated both.
Point of exhaustion.
should we reveal before they do theirs? Should we reveal what we got?
Yep.
With my +5, I got 17.
Okay.
Harper got 33, so not great, but
Ooh,
not
those are
the
both
worst.
I
terrible.
rolled a 12.
Crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
So now you have your rolls, you know what they are. So
Yep.
now you can choose to use Action Surge or Second Wind to boost and amplify your.
All right. I'm
that-
going to action surge.
I will also action surge.
So these are re-rolling the 10s die.
Yep.
Ooh.
So what? Let's do them one at a time. What was yours previously?
13 plus.
It says action surge
19.
a percentile die for here.
That is the 10s die.
Yeah.
Oh.
The one with 2
Yeah.
digits.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had a.
And you can only re-roll this once because you only have one action surge, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That one you can only the other one you can re-roll multiple times. So is Doxley, who's going first here?
Do you want me to go first? What do you want?
No. I'm ready. Illien ducks quickly around Mallory, starts heading downfield, getting open for a pass. Come on, Illien. Here we go.
Wow.
Can I use inspiration?
It's not a D20 roll.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
All right.
That's
So what is your total? What are you at right now?
Do I use the old D10 rule still?
Yep.
So.
Mhm.
16.
With your athletics modifier?
No, sorry, that's 24.
24, okay.
this is really bad.
Guys,
I believe
back to
it is
Brunkhollow.
impossible to get the hat trick at this point.
In theory, though, we could take another point of exhaustion.
No.
No?
Because that's just eliminating the other people, the other.
Oh, it can only
You've
be a point.
already taken.
If I roll, oh yeah, because if you roll 100 and I get a perfect 30,
Wait.
or yeah,
He re-rolls his
or 30,
singles and gets
28.
a 0. Does that change it to 100?
What is it at now?
Because it's at 10.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to do the math in my
double
head.
zero.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
16. If I
Yep,
roll,
double
that's
zero.
yeah. So 20.
I do not think you guys are capable
No,
of getting
28
that.
would be
But you
my-
can avoid the loss at this point.
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna use my action surge.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and reroll your percentile 10 die.
Man, what are those rolls?
I do not know.
53 plus 6, 59.
All right.
59. Any other modifications?
That 15.
Doesn't even put you in the draw.
I'm gonna do. Can we even through average get a draw with those? I don't think so.
Yep, I can't even because if I
What? You guys are like,
Outing.
break! Whoa!
if I roll
Concussed.
if I roll a 9 and get
rolled an
59,
ankle.
I add another 9, which would be 68. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
even get it.
Nope.
So I might not. I might
No,
not use
just
it.
save it. Save it. I'm open, Doc.
exhausted
I'm
for
Oh
open.
my
Illien
God!
trips over himself.
Wow.
Oh.
As you guys start down the field, you do the little run forward, and Doxley, who kind of doubles back for the quick pass, Mallory spots that right away. She's veteran of the game. She sees the double dip coming. She immediately kind of pivots around one of the defenders, goes up, and as you shuffle the ball to Doxley, Mallory bats it down into the ground. She grabs the ball, and her and one other teammate are sort of moving down the pitch. Now, I
Okay.
am going to roll
Oh god. So fucked.
a DC 15 athletics check.
Yep.
To see if she scores or her teammate does, because they're both kind of charging down the field. So you guys have lost.
It's over.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
What's her modifier?
she has a plus
Good job. At least we had it played
It's a straight up 50-50, basically. 11 or higher.
No, it's still
11 or higher.
Did you hear that?
11 or higher.
She
Yeah.
has a
50,
plus
50.
4, 50. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
Mallory gets to the end
Yeah.
of the field. She looks for the opening, and just at that moment, Nestor sticks out a big hand, and you can see it in her eyes that she wants it so bad. and she passes it to her teammate, who then throws it in the net. Yeah! And you can see everybody go wild around the perimeter.
Oh my god.
Those were some rough
Atrocious.
rolls.
Wow.
12 I rolled. 12.
I rolled again just to see. I rolled a 13 on my next time. So another one.
What is happening?
So you guys do have one level of exhaustion. Go
Yeah.
ahead and mark that down.
All right.
So as the other team is sort of getting together, sort of jumping up and down, huddled around each other. Sorry.
No. Now listen. I don't want any of you to be hard on yourselves. You played a brilliant game. This was a fun time. And we're gonna eat well tonight. I'm hungry.
We fucking lost. I'm just saying, I know we tried, but we fucking lost. So,
We did.
so I might have had a little money. Now I don't know. I'm gonna go now.
Thanks for playing, Harper.
Wow.
Thanks for being a good sport, Nestor.
I'm gonna be hearing about that tonight in the next cell over.
I'll make it up to her. I'll get her something that will make her happy.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Sorry, we weren't able to pull it out in the end.
No. That's the Tyrun way. Go big or go somewhere else.
You see a little sort of wistfulness. I guess it's time to go home.
Yeah. I wish our cells were closer, Nestor. You seem like a great guy.
Thanks.
If we play yard ball again, you're on the team.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna turn away and then to Doc say, that was fucking awful. That was atrocious. What just happened in that last 30 seconds?
Give me perception checks, both of you.
Guys.
Okay.
Coming back strong.
19.
3.
Okay, just as you're walking, you're sort of arm around Doxley so you can have a quiet discussion, but as Nestor separates from you and kind of goes the other way, you just hear him say, Annabelle's gonna be mad. Kind of walks toward the edge of the pitch there.
Okay. Okay. It's a good game regardless.
Yeah, that was fun.
Can I make my way over to Mallory?
She's still kind of celebrating with her team at the moment.
Okay.
She'll probably, she had made eye contact with you at some point, but they're talking. It seems like they might find their way over to you, but at the moment, you have a moment here.
Do you remember when we were young and we played that game where you actually put people on bases and you kicked something?
Yeah, the prawn special. That's what I thought we were playing.
Yeah, but do you remember when we would lose, Mom and Dad would make us run laps?
You want to run laps? Yeah, we deserve it.
We do deserve it.
Oh my god, I'm so tired.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Knees up.
Let's just go until Mallory's ready.
Yep, that's
All right, we just keep going.
Yep, here we go.
Let's go, sister.
So even already with one level of exhaustion, you sort of will yourself, and you've been here before. You can picture as your feet are kind of moving, in your head you're hearing the thump, thump, thump of the docks of Paran as you kind of are like running along the edge of the water there. You feel that non-existent sea breeze running through your hair. In the throes of the kind of celebrations and shouting going on, this section of the yard has taken on a kind of jocund atmosphere. People are smiling and chatting. You hear some shouts as you're running around of like, I told you so, I told you so. Some jeering that is sometimes playful, sometimes less so.
If they hear a jeer or two, I'm just gonna point at them, give a big smile, and keep going.
Right up.
You see some of the guards, in a mostly kind of good-natured way, they start to break up the crowd into some smaller groups. They normally, as I think we've mentioned before, they try not to let too big a congregation of people, but they let for the game to happen.
special.
And as soon as it's sort of done, they sort of motion for people to move away. And Flex sort of nods to you to kind of do the same, to help facilitate this process.
All right, back to that side there. Not too many, not too many.
Morning entertainment's over, everyone. Come on. Back to it.
Not bad for a couple of new folk.
He really fumbled in it, didn't he?
Shit on my teeth.
I hope they didn't lose any footing here, as it will.
I've seen this game played a few times, and as soon as they set up, I could tell they were going for the double dip. I knew it was over.
Be surprised if any of them on that side had played this game before.
Not something that you played back in Piran, Mr. Welker.
No.
What kind of games did they play over at PCD?
Mostly dice, bit of cards.
They didn't have a yard, PCD?
The yard was mostly for shows of athleticism, singular shows, not team sports.
I understood that they kept it locked up pretty tight over there.
Exactly.
They probably didn't have this many people out in the yard at a time.
I have to say, I am surprised that this... Is this a regular occurrence, this many?
Well, I mean, this is what, 2 floors per ward except for the Nightingale? I mean, this is pretty average. It's not so crowded. Every once in a while, when there's some kind of inspection or they find contraband, you'll see most of the unit out in the yard, so, shackled together like they were over at Plover Point, not just running free.
Right.
Anyway, let's keep separating them, make sure none of these side bets get out of hand. If you see anything being handed off, just walk in their direction, let them know you're here.
Right.
You see
Just have the club out and just kind of be, swinging it around. Maybe using it to gently, separate people if they're.
Anything you're looking for, trying to sort of...
I mean, I am looking for people changing hands. Porfirio's out here, yes?
He is. So the third floor of the Ren is all out here, which includes Porfirio, Indira, Nestor, Harper.
Yeah, I'm looking for Porfirio, and I'm looking for my best friend, Elliot.
Elliot, who's on second floor, right?
I have it as fourth.
Fourth floor, then I think he's not out here.
Oh, he's not out here.
Yeah,
Okay.
second and third, I think, were the floors 2 and 3 were the ones who came out for this.
Yeah, maybe Porfirio and his friend, Indira, who I know, I think.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
13. You do see, there isn't that many people. There's, a few dozen. So you're able to locate both Porfirio and Indira. They're not together. They're in two sort of separate, smaller groups. With that role, people are pretty practiced at this point at exchanging things in a stealthy manner.
Yeah.
And you see a couple people kind of get close to each other, maybe even kind of bump a little bit, but no obvious handoffs. Yeah, you don't sort of notice that right away. But you see Porfirio and Indira in 2 different spots. Porfirio is sort of standing with a crowd that's a little bit sort of further to the north in the yard. It's kind of, it's not near any of the kind of the workout equipment or anything like that. It looks like there's a couple people, not Porfirio, but a couple people that he's with are crouched down, and you see a little maybe just throwing a couple pieces of dice. Yeah, just
some craps.
Mm-hmm. And then Indira is, we mentioned that over near the kind of pull-up bars. They're not sort of made for workouts, but clearly there for any kind of athleticism. You see that Indira is sitting on sort of double layer bench. It's like a short bleacher, basically. There's a bench and then a higher bench, and she's sitting on that bench there.
And now I've clocked that Annabel is no longer here.
You were standing there when she came off the pitch, so you saw her walk away with Emerson.
All right.
And you've met Emerson, so you know who that was that she walked away with.
Yeah. Is Flex still kind of nearby?
He sort of separated a little bit just to, break up some crowds, but he's not far. You can walk back over to him if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back over to
Okay.
Not too far. Come on back. Thank you.
Another thing I noticed was Merwin coming by and taking one of the new prisoners for a job in one of the other wards, it seems. Is that a typical occurrence?
Emerson works in I&I, so sometimes they grab people to stock, move equipment, take things from ward to ward. I wouldn't say common, but I wouldn't say unusual either. I've certainly seen it before.
Always good to have extra hands.
If it comes free.
All right.
once more. And we are going to shift back to the Nightingale, but before we do so, we're going to take a little break because I don't want to have us dip too far past the halfway mark. We're off and running in Brunkhollow.
We sure are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What did we do?
Yeah.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot.
Those
You can believe it, and you will.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6,
5, 6
and
rolls.
nothing over 60.
No,
No.
not a 1.
Nope.
2 levels of exhaustion, 2 action surges.
Oh,
Crazy. Oh my God, guys.
Hey, at least we got all our second wins.
Yeah. Oh, man, we're cooking with those.
Look out, clerics.
Filthy
We got second
wins.
wins.
2 to every roll for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I know.
It'll probably be a pretty chill day.
It'll probably be chill.
Yeah, we're just gonna get some
We're
dinner.
scared.
All right, everybody, we're gonna take a quick break so we can come back and do the nice and longer second half. Once again, if anyone subbed or was gifted a sub, hang around for Notch and Soda at the end of the stream. We will say that again as we come to an end. Enjoy the games as always, and I believe there's a little extra video behind the scenes.
Just the behind the scenes thing. Yeah.
Yeah, our little recap man behind the scenes.
Giving that away for free.
For free.
You're so lucky.
So, thank you all so much. We're back. We're in it.
Oh, yeah.
We missed our old friends.
We did.
And we'll pick it up on the other side. Yeah. See you there.
Ooh, bear back.
Okay.
Think about becoming a YouTube member. If you do, you'll get access to moments like this.
Okay, here we go. Anthony, final yard
Oh,
ball.
are we doing this?
Oh.
Oh, yard ball.
Final
yard
yard.
ball.
Final yard ball.
Oh, here you go. You still going for the
Oh
double
my
dip?
God. Okay.
You can roll for
Harper?
Harper. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll roll for
My
Harper.
God.
Yep, I'm mad.
What did you get?
Why did we do this?
Okay, hold on. I got 98.
88.
74.
2! Deuces, baby! We can get you access to Notch and Soda, but not for free. You have to pay for it. Welcome back, everybody. Chapter 44, Brunkhollow. We've checked in on everybody. We have Annabel, who's gone off to the Nightingale Ward, stock some shelves, get a look at the interior. The Tyruns have unfortunately fallen to their foes in a game of yard ball, with TC looking on with his buddy Fleck.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
You look like you.
Yeah, I like losing.
But before we dive back in,
S28 subscribed with Prime. Helljack did 237 bits. Only Joshua not always resubscribed. Nice McCross 20 bits. Helljack 20 bits. Where did that just go? Taylor Tabletop Tails subscribed. Thank you so much. Golden Dagger resubscribed. Crazy Locha gave out a sub and then 10 community subs. Thank you, Crazy Locha. We love you. Armor Crocodile 5. Also, we love you. 5 community subs. Joseph Akira, 500 bits. Only Joshua not always 2 gifted subs. Low Brass Guy 15 bits. Insanely Flat Channel 100 bits. Armor Crocodile gifted a sub. Crazy Locha gave out 10 more. Wow, that's great.
smokes.
If you were gifted a sub, stick around after the show. We're gonna do some Nuts
Yes.
and Soda, our sub talkback
Nuts and
stream.
Soda.
Here we go. Ooh! Thank you.
devil's juice. All right. We return to the stockroom of the Nightingale Ward on the first floor. Push this cart past some of the interior hallways. Looking around, the first couple of strong boxes have been opened from a key on the wall, thanks to Officer Caraway. And you've sort of started the process, just kind of while you're thinking, just idle hands, like taking some of the items, not purposely dragging your heels, but also not rushing either, just quietly, calmly picking things up. A couple lengths of rope that you sort of put up on the one shelf. See a couple of kind of glass containers, another shelf. As you're kind of just stalking back and forth, thinking about what your next move may be, Officer, Thackeray, we were just talking about him. Officer Caraway is sort of standing in the doorway there. He's watching you. Occasionally he'll kind of glance out of the hall, look back into the room. City Hall, Emerson says.
Yes, sir.
I don't suppose you sticking your little digits where they don't belong, lifting yourself some prime items of high price and demand is the reason you wound up in this shithole.
No, sir. As a man was my downfall. Nothing to do with thieving. Not this time.
What was your department? Where you worked inventory and Piran, herbalism, alchemy, cartography, what?
Oh, it was herbalism.
Suppose my lucky day then.
Oh, how so, sir?
Sort of points up to kind of the B shelf that has a number of kind of like jars with plants and soil and things in them.
Officer Watkins likes his herbals ordered alphabetical, nice and neat. Real stickler for that kind of shit. But one of our I&I fellows who specializes in that kind of thing got caught up in that eagle riot from the other day.
God.
Poor bastard was just picking up his laundry and gets gut stabbed for a thank you, how do you do?
Oh, God.
Next shipment comes in, and it's me and Driscoll, and we tell Watkins he can show us what kind of order they're supposed to go in. You know what he does? He gives us a goddamn fucking tome. Biggest book I ever seen.
Oh.
Surprised the bindings could even hold. Hands us that fat bitch called Encyclopedia of Modern Herbalism. And he says, learn it. Like I got time on my fucking hands to study that shit.
Fair enough.
But being it's your department, and he goes up and he kind of
Places on top of the strong box, and there's like a bunch of sort of assorted herbs and things.
why don't you go ahead and order those alphabetical?
Sure thing.
He hands you a bunch of different herbs that are in little jars, tinctures and things.
God.
Okay.
Get your D20 ready.
Oh. Okay.
Give me a nature check.
Oh my god.
Ooh. She left. 14.
Give me another nature check.
Natural 20.
Give me another nature check.
22.
Give me another nature check.
Whoa.
That is 16.
Give me another nature check.
14.
And another one.
Nat 20 again.
Wow.
And another one.
What's happening?
14.
And another one.
Oh my goodness.
That is 23.
And another one.
20, dirty 20. Sorry, 21.
You recognize all of them.
Oh, my God.
So you see a number of bottles that contain some different herbs and
Crazy.
things that you've seen throughout
My
your
auntie
time
taught me
traveling
well.
around. So as you're sort of looking at them, you recognize them and you start to organize them sort of alphabetically there on the
Got it.
shelf.
Hell yeah.
So you can kind of think and talk as you do so, but he sort of nods along, watches you kind of move the plants around there.
Sounds like Watkins got a sense of humor.
Why you say that?
Trying to make you learn all these. It ain't easy.
I'd be surprised if that was a sense of humor, more so than his wanting us to do a shit for him.
Fair enough.
How's it going?
It's only my second day here, sir. And I sure am overwhelmed.
I didn't mean at the fucking prison. I meant with them fucking plants.
Oh, they're great. I got them all in alphabetical order, sir.
Being back.
Yeah.
Do I recognize any of them? Well, I recognize all of them, but do I think any of them might be like helpful for me?
Helpful in what way? They're used for various things. They're mixed into tinctures and things. Some of them kind of increase potency of potions. Some of them are they have various effects. Is there one that you're looking for?
Super
They don't do
flammable?
anything on their own. Super flammable?
Able to add to something to make it super flammable, like a big ass bomb?
Not super
Molotov
flammable.
cocktail?
Not super flammable. This one that's called tar stool.
Uh-huh.
If ignited, it's very sticky. It's almost like napalm-y.
I hate it.
Like if you got some on your skin and then that was lit aflame, the tar stool was lit aflame, like it would stick to you and you'd have to like peel it off. It's like almost like
Okay.
that's probably the closest to that.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, you can get back to your strong boxes. You let me know when you need me to open another one.
Thank you kindly.
Leans back.
Does he seem like he's warmed at all, or he's still
Give me
pretty...
an insight check.
16.
16. Hard to pick up on his demeanor toward you. You do pick up on a little relief that he finally found someone that can help him with the herbs. I mean, it seems like he was kind of joking around about it, but it seems like Watkins might have been kind of up his ass about it, so he's
Sure.
glad to hand that task off to somebody else.
Okay. Sir, can I ask you something?
As long as you keep working while you do it.
Happy to. She'll keep doing that. Yesterday I was involved in that rat chasing thing where the fire ganassi had the ELM.
Yeah, I heard about it.
He, I've known a couple fire ganassis in my time. It looked lineal to me. Now, I know I'm a prisoner. Nobody's gonna listen to nothing I say, but you think there's any chance? Could be rectified? It was against a rat, not a person or nothing. Just seems awful unfair to me.
Don't matter who it against. Could be against a fucking twig in the yard. Magic's magic.
Well, but it wasn't learned.
You know
know?
that for a fact?
I do, sir. I do indeed. I know that fire ganassi from my studies, they have fire magic just inherent in them. Again, I know no one's going to take my word for it.
They sending for somebody, some kind of cultural expert that's gonna weigh in on that. I doubt they take the opinion of a prisoner one way or the other.
Sure enough. Will he be treated quite terribly in the meantime?
I work in I&I, not my department, the treatment of prisoners.
Oh.
Other than the ones stuck in my shelves.
She's give a little bow.
Just like that.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. How far away are the other guards? Like, the closest guard is stationed how far away?
I mean, there was guards in intervals in the hallway, like 10 feet down the hall.
10 feet down the hall.
Yeah.
With minor illusion, if I make a sound, it says that you can make it 30 feet away. Does the sound emanate further?
Take a little look.
Because that is not super clear to me, and that's a key part of this move that I'm
The range of the spell is 30 feet, so you can make it 30 feet from where you are. I mean, it creates a sound or an image of an object. Sound, if you create a sound, volume can range from a whisper to a scream. I mean, a scream in here would be heard throughout a lot of it. Yes,
Totally.
you could make a very loud sound with that.
What if I just wanted to make his ears ring? Could I make his ears ring so that the guards down the hall wouldn't be able to hear the ringing, but he would be sort of like, what the fuck?
It says its volume can range from a whisper to a scream, and it can be a sound that you choose. So you can't make his ears ring. You can make
Like
a
a
ringing
bell
noise,
sound by his
and
ears.
if you made it kind of quiet and by his ears, it's possible that he's one of the only people to hear it. Yes, I would say
Okay.
it's possible.
Could I make it loud enough? Should I make it loud enough that he can't hear me when I say something on the other end of the stockroom? Where he's distracted enough by the ringing, it's loud enough for him to hear, but not for the guards down the hall to hear, and it could cover me, the like ringing in his ears, the bell, would cover what I say. He could see my mouth move, but it wouldn't alert the guards down the hall.
I would say possibly. I mean, as soon as you sort of make a foreign sound in his ear, he might have some reaction to that, like
Totally.
sort of.
Totally.
It might
but
give
there's
you an
no
opportunity.
there's no verbal component to this. So I could
Into the
technically
illusion,
do it
yes,
to the
yes,
illusion.
but-
I don't have
But
to.
you were
like-
using that as cover for something
Exactly.
else. Yes.
Yep.
So yes, I mean, I think as long as you might have a very brief moment, but I would say that that's possible. Yes.
Cool. Here's my plan. Gonna cast minor illusion. I'm going with my back sort of turned to him, just sort of like glance over my shoulder, not saying anything, cause a ringing in his ears so that he is like, oh my god, like that disorienting sort of like ting that happens when you're losing your balance kind of thing that ends up happening. It'll sound like that. In that moment, I am going to cast Charm Person.
Okay.
Also over my shoulder, and based on what we talked about, if he doesn't, he knows he's making a save. He doesn't know it's coming from me if he fails, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So if he fails the save on Charm Person, he's charmed for the duration. When the spell ends, he knows he was charmed by you.
100%.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Start to go back to the shell.
But he won't know if he saves on it. He won't know that I tried to do something to him.
That is correct, I believe, unless it's specified.
So if he saves against my spell DC and he's not charmed, he will still be. He'll just be like, "What the fuck happened?" But he won't know it was from me.
I believe that is correct. Yes. Unless it specifies otherwise, yes, which I don't see that it does. So, yes.
Great. Then that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I was looking up the awareness of being targeted. 2024 rules. 237 of the player's handbook, I think. Unless a spell has a perceptible effect, which Charmed Person does not, a creature doesn't know it was targeted by the spell. So an effect like lightning is obvious, but a more subtle effect, such as an attempt to read thoughts, goes unnoticed unless its spell's description says otherwise.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
come on, baby girl.
With your back kind of turned, you go up to sort of put something on the shelf there, and you, with one hand, you sort of slide it to the back shelf so that the other hand is free. And in doing so, you give a little look over, a little motion of the fingers for the somatic component there. And immediately, as soon as you do that, what the fuck? And he's saying that loud. And as soon as he's doing that, you can hear some footsteps, but nobody's here yet.
Okay.
But you can see, oh, what the, God
Okay,
damn.
I've cast
fuck.
Charm Person.
And
right
you're
now.
gonna sort of whisper the incantation and cast Charm Person.
Yeah.
What kind of save is
It's
that?
a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Let me bring up his stats.
What's your DC?
Yeah, what's your save?
15.
Okay.
Pretty high.
Okay, so as he's sort of ringing, he even kind of, you didn't sort of expect this added benefit, but he kind of closes one eye, like hoping that's gonna like sort of smacking himself on the side of the head. Fucking. And as you're whispering the incantation, you watch it sort of, your own lips kind of moving, point in his direction. He's gonna make a save.
Come on.
That is a 12.
He fails. I'm gonna dispense the thing and say, "Oh, sir, are you all right?"
Back, and someone else shows up. Hey, and nothing. Just must one too many fucking drinks last night. It's fine. Go on, go on. I wasn't. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, sir, I didn't at all.
Couldn't tell if it was in my own fucking head or not.
Are you all right? You look a little pale.
I must just some kind of disoriented. Anyway, what were we doing? Ah, you get back to them boxes.
Absolutely. Officer, I couldn't ask you a favor, could I, Caraway?
Suppose it depends on the nature of said favor.
Well, a couple things. Did you tell me the cell that the fire Hag-Nots in?
It's not something we normally.
I understand. You have my utmost discretion, of course. I'm still loading stuff back.
He sort of looks up to the where you alphabetize the herbs up there. I mean, they would have taken him down to that basement.
And where might the hag be?
All them types in the mank. Same place.
The mank is in the basement.
That's right.
You think you could take me to the mank? I wouldn't want to get you in trouble, of course.
Would if I could, but I can't.
Who could get me to the mank?
Somebody got one of them pins, which ain't inventory.
Sure. So that would be Emberstride and who else?
Watkins got one. And
Warden's got one, and they gave Thornfield one, temporary, because he brought that Genasi in. I don't know if he still got it, but they gave him one, so he could help him take him in and out.
Makes sense. What kind of security you got on the Mank?
A lot of questions.
I'm just gonna keep doing stuff as this is happening. Sorry, I know it's just I'm a curious type.
As long as it didn't come from me.
And as the words are kind of leaving his mouth, you can see he's like a little confused.
Oh.
Of course. Again, you have my utmost discretion. I'd like us to be friendly.
They got the usual kind of sets of bars to go down, guards posted. And they got...
How many guards?
It's gotta be at least 4 down there. All the time. Other people come through now and then.
What kind of other people?
I just mean if they gotta bring somebody down.
Of course.
There might be more than 4 at a given time.
Makes sense.
Not posted there permanent. And then, given they all practice in some way down in the Mank, they got them mitten-looking things they put over the hands. And then they got, look almost like a circlet, but it goes down around the mouth, so they can't speak their words.
That would seem important to me.
Not something I know anything about, but people knew more than me. They take precaution. And then, what most people don't know about, man, not for the Manx specific. I'm gonna open another one of them boxes.
Oh, yes, please. What don't people know about?
That's nothing that interests you.
Oh, no, I'm very curious.
You like architecture?
Very much so. I think it's fascinating.
Make a persuasion check. You get to make it with advantage.
That is 15.
Unlike them other wards, they got these like mechanics in the walls. You've seen some of them when you come through, raise and lower them gates. But they got other ones, protective mechanisms, ways to shut the place down if they got suspicion that someone trying to get in or get out.
Sure.
I suppose whoever built that got a better idea than me, but I know there are protections here that they don't got elsewhere.
Do you know?
Sometimes you lean real close, put your ear up to the wall, you hear that click, 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 with the gears turning.
Do you have any idea who built this place? I have marveled at it.
That was well before I was here.
Very well. Okay. She's gonna keep going again, not really rushing this at all, but sort of like just keep going. Okay. How many people are down in the Mank?
Just told you how many people I thought were down there.
Oh, I mean prisoners. How many magic users you got stored down there? Or alleged magic users?
Like I said, no inventory down there, but I've seen them come in and out, heard people talk. If I had to guess, 7 or 8.
And there's only one way in and out of the Mank?
There's 3 staircases that go down to the main.
And all booby trapped in some way?
Feel like I'm talking a lot.
Oh, I just get people to talk sometimes. I got a friendly face.
That must be it.
Okay. Can I... This is crazy. Sort of... Would you come in here, sir, and help me? I'm having a little trouble reaching this top shelf. I want him to get as far into the enclosure, or into the room as possible.
I'm shorter than you are.
Well, maybe give me a little boost. I know that's silly.
All right, let me get someone to watch the door.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
All right.
And I'll sort of climb up on the shelf, pretend to put whatever I have
Yep.
back there. Fuck. Okay. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god. I am going on the way down to sort of stumble a little and go, and reach down towards my ankle. Oh god.
That's why we try not to let people go climbing on the shelf.
Oh, I know. How foolish of me. Would you come back here and take a look for me?
So it gives a look at hallway. Give me a persuasion check. Give me a deception check, actually. That's very much.
Is that still charisma?
Mm-hmm. Still charisma based.
That is a dirty. It's a 21.
What you need? He takes a couple steps in. I can't take you to the Nightingale Infirmary. I can do that back at the Wren if
No,
you're
I
hurt.
just need a little step up kind of thing.
Come on.
And I'm gonna. Does he have any like a handkerchief or anything around his neck?
A handkerchief? No, he's got like the usual. I mean, there's something tied around his neck because it's the standard gray cloak that the Clinkers wear.
Okay.
He doesn't have a handkerchief, but he has the cloak around that's tied at the front.
Okay. This is so stupid. I am going to, as I get up, sort of lean on him and pull up and then say, oh, you got something, and grab the front of his cloak and put it in his mouth and cast Mind Sliver, so he's kind of gagged. He can't shout out.
Okay, all right. You need to give me a you're gonna give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can grab the thing quickly and stuff it in his mouth. It's not, it's a thick string, but it's not like you're stuffing a whole rag in his mouth. But it'll muffle the sound a little bit.
Is there a rag around me instead that I could try to grab?
Some like towels and sheets and pillowcases and stuff.
Okay, I would like to do that instead
Okay.
and try to shove it in his mouth.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. That is 22.
22. Okay, as he sort of gets close, you reach back, you're sort of leaning up against the mundane goods in the back. You grab one of the pillowcase things.
And I
Stuff it in his mouth?
Mind Sliver on him.
So is this a save or is it attack roll?
It's a save. It's
And before you do this, just to be clear, if you damage a creature under the effect of charm person, it ends.
I know.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's an intelligence saving throw, but he's gonna know at the end of the hour anyway.
Yes.
So,
That is 14.
that fails.
That's a fail. Okay.
So he takes 2d6.
Okay.
Oh my god, I have to kill this guy. That's 6. Okay.
6 total damage there.
6
Great.
total damage, and then I'd like to do it again. I'd like to do it until he's dead.
Great. That first one kind of took him by surprise. I'll let you do another one. But as you're doing that, he reaches down and grabs the club down by his waist. So go ahead and do your thing.
Okay. Do my thing?
Do the mind sliver. Do the second mind
Oh,
sliver.
the second one.
Yep.
That's your save for you
Oh, it's a
again.
save. Sorry, I thought you
Yep.
did the wrong thing.
He has a minus 4d4 to his
He's gonna fail it anyway. This is like a 7. So
Okay,
that's gonna still
great.
be a
So then
fail.
he gets an it's another 6. So he
Another
has 12
6,
total.
12. And he's gonna try and grab the rag, and with the same motion takes out the club and tries to hit you across the head.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is a 13 to hit.
That matches because I don't have any
Yes,
armor
you don't have
on.
any armor, so that's gonna hit there. That is 7 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Get hit with the, pulls the rag out, and you.
Oh no!
Before he kind of shouts,
Can
you
I
have
try
one.
to shove the rag back in his mouth?
It'll be contested, but yes, now that he has it, it'll be contested.
Can I
You
try to go around and grab the back of the rag to pull into his and hold it?
You can try to do that. Basically, we're not in initiative, but we're trading sort of turns here, basically. So that would be an action. So that would forego your ability to like mind sliver him right now. If you try any kind of
Okay,
grapple
I-
or anything like that.
How many points does he have? I'm gonna mind sliver him again.
Okay.
And again, he has another
Another minus
D4.
right. That is a 9 minus 3, 6.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Alright. Oh my god, I think it needs to be big. Oh, it's a 5.
5.
How is he
Not
looking?
done. I mean, you can see he's rattled. You can see his eyes sort of unfocused, one kind of pointing one the other. He's a little blurry-sided. And he's gonna go for another whack there. And he
Okay.
kind of comes with his foot too. He's trying to push you and hit you at the same time. Like, get in the front! Oh my god. This is gonna be even higher. 17 to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And this one's 8 bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Okay.
And he goes,
Mind sliver one more
go
time.
one more time.
Oh, I'm fucked. -4.
Oh, you're rolling.
That's you.
Oh, that's a
Save, yeah.
And then -4.
Come on.
15 minus 2, 13.
He fails. He
Okay.
fails.
All right, you're gonna need. You could kill him. It's gonna. What is it? D6s.
2d6s.
Gonna have to be a decent roll, but it's possible.
Oh fuck! It's a 6.
That's crazy. Double 3s 3 times.
Help! Oh, he's dead.
Oh my god.
He's.
And as he stands there, frozen before he's kind of able to shout,
Oh my god.
you sort of breathing shallow. You can feel a kind of quiet, even in this sort of Nightingale Ward, which is already quieter than the other wards in comparison because of the thickness of the walls and the way that the prisoners are kind of all easily within kind of shouting distance of each other. You look to Officer Caraway, and in his sort of club up in the air, ready to shout motion, he's standing very, very still. Your eyes drift to his torso, where you can see that you don't see the rise and fall of his chest from breathing. And curious, you shift your weight a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Make sure you sort of just even convincing yourself that you're not sort of stuck in stasis here. You also notice that he's starting to appear a little out of focus.
Oh god.
But you sort of quickly rub your eyes. It doesn't cure the condition. He looks equally out of focus as before. In fact, the edges of his uniform, the edges of his armor, the outline of his face, they're all getting slightly less defined. It's almost like you're looking at a portrait that you spilled a little bit of water on and you're watching the colors bleed into the background. You lean forward and you feel like you're leaving something behind, like you take a little step forward. It feels like you're leaving something almost like you're an insect that's sort of molting, like leaving an exoskeleton behind. You feel a little softer, a little more exposed. And it's not just in your head either. You look back, and there you are. Your own hazy portrait of yourself that you've managed to step outside of. That version of you seemingly unaware of this new brand of consciousness.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I manipulate the space around me?
What are you trying to do?
Could I take the handkerchief and put it back into his mouth?
You go to reach for it, and your fingers just pass right through it.
Okay, fuck. I'm gonna go out of the room as quickly as possible and try to see what's causing this.
You poke your head out into the hallway, and you kind of you brace for the possibility of whatever this is. Right now, it feels like a bit of an illusion, like it's about to kind of come crashing down all of a sudden,
Yeah.
for guards to start shouting, for whistles to start blowing, for boots to start clomping on the floor. Instead, you hear what sounds like kind of music, you think. It's very deep, it's very sonorous. It's like the very longest strings of a string instrument kind of being plucked as heard through thin walls of a hotel room like Paramount Lodgings. You peer out into the hallway and you see one guard sort of on duty. equally in stasis, a little bit of his edges kind of bleeding into the background.
I'm gonna go to the basement.
You get up to that little archway that has the gate there, and you give a look to the left, which would be back toward the entrance hall there, and there's another guard that's kind of stationed there.
And they seem unfocused. I seem to be able to move through without... Can I move through walls without?
You look kind of around, you like touch that little circle on the wall, you can't even touch it, your fingers kind of go into it just to see if you can kind of manipulate it, you can't. And then you reach out toward the first set of bars there, and your hand passes right through it. And the two guards are, facing each other, they're seated there. One kind of laughing, the other one sort of...
I'm gonna go. She's like, for fear that this is gonna come crashing down on her, she is gonna move as quickly as she can through this, sort of glide through this illusion and try to get down to the basement.
Pass through the first set of bars.
Follow
Pass by the two guards.
Yeah.
Pass through the second set of bars.
Oh my god.
You circle around, you sort of bend, you start down the next flight of stairs. It's like, it kind of feels like you just came up from being underwater. And you can now hear the music in kind of a daintier, higher pitch. It sounds a little clearer.
Okay.
With trepidation, you advance forward, and when the steps level out, you find yourself in a very wide hallway, running perpendicular to your current course. So you're coming out, and there's a wall in front of you because it's like a T. It goes left and right. All the way to the left, and all the way to the right, down each ends of this long hall, there are other staircases leading up. I mean, as Caraway said, there's multiple staircases that lead down to the main camp. On the wall in front of you, some 15 feet ahead on the opposite side, there is a diagram on the wall that stirs some sense of familiarity.
Oh
my god.
That's what I fucking
It
stole.
looks like this.
Yep. Okay.
If you don't look all the way down to both ends where the staircases are, you can see that there are several heavy iron doors that have little sort of sliding eye slots at about eye level. There's also a pair of, and you recall this from the sort of more detailed diagram that you took from the FCI offices, there's a couple of short kind of chest-high walls that aren't sort of blocking into another room. They're just freestanding in the middle of the room. And the reason for them is there's these little walls that are about this high, and they have dozens of little hooks on them. Because on the hooks, you see various implements. Clubs, scalpels, forceps, whips, manacles, ropes. And then there's a number of doors. And you can see on the diagram. So if your sort of estimation of the diagram is correct, you're coming from the top there of that that was the staircase that seems that you have just come down.
Okay. Where is the music coming from?
Give me a perception.
18.
That one, the music appears to be, and you'll have to kind of follow it to get the exact, but it definitely sounds like it's coming from, if you're coming out of the staircase into this hallway from over on your left. Like the music's stronger over there, even though it's kind of echoing in these halls here, but it's stronger on your left side.
I'll go over on my left and try to find the source of the music.
Start to wander in that direction. We're gonna head back outside for a moment.
Oh my god. Holy D. Keep going. You're doing great. Your rolls are insane.
Rolls are...
You're doing
Don't
great.
jinx it. Don't jinx it.
The yard continues to sort of organize itself post-yard ball, people gathering in groups and stuff. And you see, as you guys are kind of jogging around, that at a certain point after sort of getting enough hearty congratulations, Mallory sort of makes eye contact. You've run a little bit, you've been running around the pitch a little bit, so you're a little bit of a distance there, and you see sort of just a little sort of acknowledgement and signal there from the far side.
All right. I think it's time for me to go talk to Mallory. You want to come with?
She didn't really want me a part of the conversation at the start, so go for it.
All right. Feel free to finish the lap, or do an extra one for me, and I'll head off to Mallory.
Doxley will do the extra lap.
And through some of the, continued laughter and murmurs, over where TC is, who you're not right next to Fleck, but the two of you have roughly sort of traveled in the same circle as you've broken up a couple of the smaller, or a couple of the larger groups, spotted a couple of the people playing dice. You hear in the distance what sounds like a bell, and it sounds like, at first, like the bell that you've heard before. No, like the dinner bell, or like the first time you actually heard it was when the other group was coming back in from a labor assignment, before you headed out to Plover's Point for the first time. The sort of bell in the Wren Ward rang, and that was when all the sort of prisoners in chains were coming back into the Wren. And that's what it kind of sounds like at first. But once you sort of listen a little bit and your attention is drawn to it, you kind of discern that it's a lower, deeper tone. And immediately all of the guards, with the exception of TC, they stop in their tracks. And you pick up on a mixture of expressions as you're kind of looking around. Some of the guards concerned, some of them confused, some of them in disbelief. And one that you don't kind of recognize, ain't no way. Haven't had one come by in months.
Oh my god.
Originating from what looks like the Sparrow Ward based on the direction of his travel, you watch a gnomish clinker run out, and he's in almost an all-out sprint. So he's coming from the south, sort of Sparrow Ward there. And he's hustling into the heart of the prison yard, and he lacks much of the typical protective attire that you see on most everyone who works here. He doesn't have leather armor, he doesn't have a cloak, he doesn't have a helmet, he doesn't have a club dangling off his belt. Just a plain green tunic, a gray set of pants, and a green headband that helps to keep his hair out of his face. And having been in Verona, been in the city, he's like in a runner's attire, like someone who needs to deliver a message from one place to another.
Okay.
You have like a runner send out and like sort of deliver a message as quick as possible can. As he's running out into the yard, at first it's quieter in the distance. Give me a perception check, but he seems to be repeating a phrase over and over.
Oh shit. Yes. 28.
He's sprinting into the yard, and you hear him, Casme's en route! Casme's en route! Everybody down! Everybody down! And he's running through the yard as fast as he can. Give me a nature check. 13. You don't recall all the details of it, but you recall that a Casme, which some people sort of more colloquially call them hellflies, are these enormous, like horse-sized insects. They have a very long, sharp proboscis that's longer than a human arm.
No.
They have very poor eyesight in the daytime because their eyes take in too much light. They're mostly nighttime predators, so they have these kind of big eyes that take in more light. And when they hunt during the day, they emit a very loud droning noise. And the purpose of the droning noise is it kind of rattles your brain, and in doing so, a lot of people sort of scream or yell, which alerts the creature to your position. That's what it's sort of trying to do, because it has very poor eyesight. It's trying to locate you by getting
You
you
have to like steal yourself or cover or have something in your ears.
Exactly.
Can
So he's yelling as that comes, and as that's happening, Fleck kind of comes over, he grabs you by the arm. Get the prisoners down and tell them to cover their ears. We fight only if we have to. See if it passes by on their own, but have a weapon at the ready. We don't loose our bolts unless a guard gets attacked directly. And he starts to run off. So you can see some of the guards go, get down. You're pulling people to the ground, like by the chains, like pulling people down. And some of the prisoners here seem to be aware of this process, like even without the guards. Some of them are hitting the deck, covering their ears. What's the first thing you do there?
Okay. I have on me all my weapons. Yes, I have my hand crossbow, the club,
dagger,
and a
club.
dagger.
Yep.
Okay. How close am I to these dingbats?
I mean, you haven't wandered that far from the pitch, which they were just jogging around.
Okay. It does seem like there's a guard that's kind of gone to their area yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
No?
Okay. So I guess I'll maybe do the first people that are right near me. I'll start to say, get down, and then I'll kind of run in their direction, like at the second, you know,
Sure.
like
You
the
mean
second
so?
beat
Yep.
here. I'm going to. They're not shackled, no. They still have all their legs and their hands.
Yeah, I mean, there's room. Like, it's not like you're bound like this, but
Okay.
like, yes, you are shackled wrist to wrist and leg to leg.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to them. Get down, something's coming. Fill your ears with mud, and I'm gonna take your hesitation here and like almost kind of roughhouse Doxley down. and I'm gonna put the
Officers
dagger in
blowing
your
whistles.
hand. I'm gonna try to subtly put my dagger that I have into her hand as I put her down.
Give me a stealth check.
19.
Okay.
Tissia, what's going on?
I don't know, but we might be fucked by these big insects. Just stay down, put mud in your ears.
Am I far enough away that did I make it very far before?
I would say you didn't quite separate enough.
Okay,
Like you didn't
alright.
get all the way
like
to
motioning
Mallory.
over
over.
to you, like, get down.
And Mallory seemed to be one of the people who kind of knows what's up. The moment she heard that gong, Mallory and some of her crew hit the deck. Like they went instantly to the ground.
Okay.
And all three of you give me perception checks.
13.
9.
23.
TC, you're the only one that notices this, but up on the rooftops of each of the wards, you see some people wheeling like a ballista over to the battlements, like over to the edge of the roof. They don't fire anything yet, they don't sort of do anything, but you can see they're like preparing for something.
Oh, and quiet. Don't make noise. They don't see well.
And Doxley's gonna like take Illien and like shove him to the ground and then get on top of him, and we're gonna both start covering our ears, like shoving like grass,
Yeah.
turf, like anything in our ears.
And I don't really have my handkerchief. Yeah, I might try to do just like a little bit of mud just to give myself.
You can see you're not the only person doing that. Like some of the
Okay,
guards,
yeah,
as they're
yeah.
running, they'll scoop something up.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going around. I'm gonna try to make like a small circle so that I might be able to tell a few more people, but that I'll kind of end up back kind of closer to the two of them again.
Sure, you do so. Over just a couple of minutes, the sort of uproarious spirit of the post-yard revelry is replaced by silence.
I'm like keeping an eye out, seeing that everybody's down.
If some unaffiliated party walked by sort of through the gates at this moment, they could be forgiven for thinking that some kind of plague had swept through. Bodies strewn about the dirt, people trying hard to stay quiet. Some are even holding their breath as best they can. You also look around, and most of the guards, after they had sort of gotten the prisoners all down in the yard, they took like hiding spots around the yard. Some of them are ducked behind like wheelbarrows,
Yeah.
a stack of crates, a couple of them like up against the wall of one of the wards. Everybody has little hand crossbows drawn.
Yeah. Are they close enough to any structures? Are we still close to any like bleachers or
Bleach, yeah, the sort of the benches, yes.
I'll stay close to them, but like maybe the nearest bench and just
Duck underneath it.
have somewhere nearby.
With no kind of forewarning of like a loud sound, you see a pair of shadows drift across the room. And they're followed seconds later by the soft landing of two enormous insectoids. They have segmented legs, glowing red eyes that give off like a faint sanguine trail of smoke that follows its head as it turns. It's like their eyes are little burning embers placed within the eye sockets. And it's almost unnerving enough to draw your attention away from this oversized mouth part that as it's moving its head around, because it hangs like a little limp off the front of its face, it's like drawing in the dirt almost. The creatures were very silent in their approach, but it quickly becomes clear that they don't have to be if they don't want to be. You watch them lower their wings so that they're almost parallel to the ground, and they start to vibrate at a different frequency. Produces this kind of low drone that's audible to anyone in the vicinity, but it sounds like it almost feels like it has a certain tangibility to it. Like cockroaches crawling into your ear while you're sleeping. A couple of them start a little further, and where the two of them landed is not like right where you guys are.
1 foot on either shoulder.
You hear that drone again. And as you look around, maybe you guys too, as you kind of see, the guards are like ready to squeeze. Like that, you can tell they won't fight unless they have to, but that they're like, people are pointing hand crossbows at the creatures. And a couple of the people that are closer to these creatures perception checks, all of you.
21.
Nat 20.
15.
As you're looking over to where the creatures are, some of the people, you don't recognize a number of people in the yard, but some people that you do recognize. Harper's very close to one of these creatures. Nestor's very close to one of these creatures. Indira's very close to one of these creatures.
Different reactions.
And they're gonna make
Come on. A saving throw of some kind. What was that? Okay. That was an okay.
You watch as Harper's the one who had rolled the lowest, and you watch Harper, her teeth come out the front, and you watch blood go down her chin as she bites into her lip. And then it moves to a different spot. Kind of lands in your vicinity.
Oh.
And you hear the drone again. And I need you guys to make... I believe wisdom saving throw, but I just
That's not good.
try everything. Oh, I had it up already. Yeah, wisdom. No, Constitution saving.
Okay.
Okay.
Minus
Bennett-
2.
Yep.
Any
But
benefit?
still, you add your modifier.
Any benefit to like the mud or the hands? It's just the.
It is helping. It's making
Okay.
the DC lower, but
Okay.
you're not getting advantage or anything to it.
Okay. So a con save. 8.
18.
6.
Anything before I continue? I know at least one of you has inspiration. That's why I'm
Do
asking.
not have inspiration. Well,
I
at least if they attack me, they're gonna go.
Here we go. I think we're at it. Here we go.
Why am I shaking hands with
Because
you?
it's all over.
Oh my god.
What were the rolls again? Sorry.
8.
6.
And 6. Okay. And you wanted something?
At least the other guards, if it attacks me,
Yeah.
then the guards will
if
intervene.
I get the sense that Illien, who I'm like on top of right now, is about to start making noise, I would like to do something.
What would you like to do?
If I hear even like a whimper out of his mouth, I'm getting up off of him and I'm screaming and I'm running.
As the emanation kind of goes out, you hear a little bit of sound start to escape his mouth.
I'm gonna dig my hand into his shoulder.
Can I grab your shirt?
You hear the jingle of
Hold you there?
Doxley's chains as she's trying to
If I can hold you there while I'm starting to make noise.
You can hear him gritting his teeth.
I'll like hold his hand, and if you start to get even a little bit louder, if that thing looks at us, I'm getting up.
As in this moment, as you two sort of check in with each other, in an instant, it's over and.
Let it go for me.
First of all, you failed, so you actually fell unconscious. And it uses that moment to go after you.
So am I also unconscious?
Briefly, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're unconscious!
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, it has advantage against you.
Oh my god.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
And it's an auto crit because you are unconscious.
Yikes. Is this a death saving throw unconscious or
What do you mean?
I don't know.
No, it's just falling unconscious. There's ways to fall unconscious that aren't dropping
Yeah.
to 0 hit
Right,
points.
right.
Okay.
Fucking hell. So I can't even intervene because I'm out too. I can't do anything. I shit myself. I poo in my pantaloons.
Just make sure I read them.
Gray and green and brown, baby. What's gray and green and brown all over? TC's fucking pants.
TC's pants, baby. TC's fucking pants.
Is it a good chance this is mass damage, bro?
Yeah. With a crit?
An auto crit.
Oh, he's
Remember,
writing
you get to
stuff
make a
down
con saving
over
throw
there.
to even roll on the table. Like if you You might have disadvantage on it, but you get to make a con.
Okay, you take 17.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. 17 piercing damage
Okay, that's just one. Okay.
and 41 necrotic damage.
Oh my fucking god.
That is exactly the amount I have left. So I'm 0.
And you see all the guards sort of around, sort of looking around for a possible signal, and one of the other guards.
Oh my god.
And you feel Illien kind of go limp in your arms there. And then pulls back out. Need you make a death saving throw.
He doesn't start. The thing doesn't start to move at all.
It's like standing above him, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm still unconscious.
Repeat the save at the end of each turn. Give me another one.
It's a con save. 6.
Stay unconscious. Success.
Matthew, what is required of a medicine check? Will I have to make noise?
It doesn't say that. So I would say you can try and like stem the bleeding, basically, sort of tying his uniform as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Where the sort of proboscis went in.
Yeah. Like almost using my chain to like, oh god, on my arm or something as like a little tourniquet, trying to like stem whatever bleeding wherever he's coming from.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay, that's a -2 to my -1.
No, what's happening.
Oh my god.
Another saving throw. Another death saving throw.
19.
You look over, you see Doxley kind of over, the blood sort of pouring out of the side of Illien there. Was that a fail? Success?
I see the two of them.
Yep. And the creature's like hovering above. Doxley's trying her best to like not make noise as she does so.
I'm gonna try to make eye contact with Doxley.
Give me perception checks, both of you.
And as I count down here, I'm gonna try to fire at it.
Oh, come on! 5!
Okay. Perception checks, yeah.
Perception check for me as well.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a natural one.
The only thing you notice is that somebody else, sort of further along the yard, has like picked their head up off the ground there and kind of sees what's going on in that direction. And Nestor rears his head back, and the one that's kind of closer to him.
No!
He's gonna fall. Oh god, I have to roll a bunch of dice again. 1 second.
No!
Definitely getting knocked unconscious here.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I have to fire. I have to start a fight. It's just gonna go around fucking killing people.
It has to be a guard.
But I started.
And then Nestor falls forward into the dirt there.
The one near them, what's going on with him?
As Nestor sort of flies kind of.
As soon as it's far enough away, I'm gonna try to quietly crawl over to them and see if I can see what she's doing and do the
saving
same.
throw, and somebody make a medicine with advantage because you're helping the other person.
Okay, I will do it.
And if you're crawling over, I need a stealth check from you.
Stealth check
Yep.
first. Okay. That is a 21 on stealth.
Fail. 2 success, 1 fail. Great.
That's a 21 on stealth.
Okay. Without the chains, you're able to.
Okay.
And as you're crawling over, you look over to your right and you see Fleck kind of make eye contact.
I like pretend that I don't see him.
Okay.
Like I'm like looking all over the place.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna try to stabilize him.
Yeah.
Doxley's
Who's
gonna like
making
take
the
your
medicine?
hand and like show you where.
Okay. Medicine with advantage. 21.
You stabilize. No one can do this.
And I mean, guards, we don't carry fucking potions on us. We don't have.
There are potions available to guards,
Yes.
but you have to go get it. You don't have them on.
Okay, but he's stable.
Yep.
Okay.
Stable.
Stabilize him, and then I'm like,
Doxley's eyes are gonna dart over to Nestor.
I'm gonna.
And as you sort of look over to Nestor, the other one that heard his scream, and through one side, through the other side. And there's like people like not that far away from him. Someone's like, one more kind of drone there. Flies up in the air. Flies up in the air in a different direction. And everybody stays kind of quiet and silent, sort of not wanting to draw them back.
Any of the guards close to Nimster making any moves?
Some of there is a guard that
Okay.
sort of creeps over in that direction. Sort of makes eye contact with you over. And you realize, as you were watching over there, you hear sort of someone approaching, and you see that Fleck has kind of gotten closer.
You can whisper now. We usually give it a few minutes before resuming normal activity. I think I've stabilized this one, but we need to get him some healing soon. We can do that. Just wait.
Make eye contact with Doxley.
Be right back. Check with our floor officer. Get a potion if you can. That's what I'm trying to do. Right.
Leaves the three of you there. You can whisper, is what
Yeah.
he said. That, like,
Yeah.
as long as you don't sort of loudly draw that attention.
I'm sorry. I should have taken a shot.
Everybody being dead's not good for anyone. Thank you.
This wasn't in the fucking description.
I gotta kill something.
Reach over and like clasp onto her hands, top of her hands over Illien.
Trying to do so subtle?
Yep.
What's that?
Are you trying to do so subtle?
Yeah, it's just one.
Give me a stealth check. I mean, you're both over
Yeah.
his, so it could theoretically look like you're kind of pressing on the wound onto Illien, but give me a stealth check. Because there are some people around.
23.
Contest that against somebody.
Doxley squeezes your hand with everything and then
Get the fuck away from me, DC. Thank you.
Make like I'm gonna just take a look around at some other prisoners.
A little bit, like 30, 60 seconds time pass, and you hear just the closing of a door, and you see Fleck sort of appear around the corner of the Ren Ward once more, and he's got a little bottle in his hands.
I'm like motioning to him, like where?
As he starts to move, somebody kind of reaches out and grabs him on the shoulder and looks at Fleck.
Does it look like he's not gonna come?
It looks like the other person's kind of telling him not to come yet. That they're like, wait. And Fleck's sort of looking out. He looks to you. Give me a persuasion check.
5.
it's okay. He's stable. He's stable.
Sort of waits there.
Doxley's just gently like stroking Illien's hair, like getting it out of his eyes.
As all this is happening,
Listening now, I'm watching up in the sky again.
we're gonna swing back to the mech.
Oh my god, Matthew.
Oh my god!
Following the music on the lower floor of the Nightingale here. You see as you're walking by that the slits in these doors that are about eye level, they do appear to be open and can be peeked inside.
Okay.
It's a little difficult to tell where the music's coming from because the music almost sounds like it's not in one of these rooms. It's like in the air almost. Like it you'd expect the person that this music's coming from to like be next to you playing something. Like it's that vivid. Like it doesn't sound like it's muffled in the other room. It's like in your consciousness. You walk by one of the cells on your left as you're walking toward the source of the sound. And as you continue further to your left, it even sounds like the sound is leaving a little further, maybe from that one in the corner.
Okay.
But you walk by one on the way to that, and if you take a quick peek through the little slit there,
Yeah.
you see an emaciated tiefling man, kind of plum-colored skin. It's not someone you recognize or like an obvious description that would immediately.
It's like this one, you mean?
You took a left after you came down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be the other one, but yes.
Yep.
But the first one on your left.
Mirror World.
Yep. Got it. Okay.
So you see a tiefling man
So
that's
it's
kind of
probably the guy that Nestor told me about.
It's possible.
Okay.
And he does indeed have a set of those sort of iron mittens that are over his hands. And just like Caraway described, there's like a circular collar, but instead of being on the neck, it goes around the mouth into the back of the head.
Okay.
To prevent sort of speech and use of hands. And he's sort of just sitting in the corner there. And he's also not like moving around.
He's not moving.
Perfectly
Is
still.
he blurry?
Yep, you see a
Okay.
little bit of that kind of bleed into the cell block there. You walk a little bit further. You get up to the one in the corner, and the first thing that happens when you look through the slot of this sort of corner one is that the music stops. And you peer inside, and you see a slender woman with silvered hair and very olive-colored skin. She's seated cross-legged in the center of the room. And her mitten-bound hands are up and kind of over the side of her shoulder, almost like she's playing an instrument that isn't there. There is nothing in her hands.
Okay.
And she's not moving, like she's in stasis. But you see that the sort of gesture appears to be of a kind of instrumental kind of thing. She too is frozen in place, and the lack of motion from inside the cell, it gets you a good look at her face. And you're surprised because, you know, from the myths of hags and some of the bedtime stories you've heard, she doesn't seem monstrous at all. In fact, she's actually quite beautiful. She has perhaps one feature that is a little ghastly, and it's the fact that her lips look very painfully scabbed over and cracked in a bunch of places, almost like she hasn't known the touch of moisture to her lips for months, days, a year.
Yeah.
It's that dry and cracked, like the corners of her mouth almost like crack almost into her cheeks, like they're that sort of dry. So you're peering in, you see her there. The music has stopped now that you've looked inside the cell. What would you like?
Can I go into the cell? Can I push through the
You sort of
the
reach
space?
out. And it's the first solid object you've touched since you've been here.
I'm gonna speak to through the door. I'm gonna say, "You called to me?"
Emotion, yeah, that you can see from inside.
Can I reach in and try my key, or is it like not? Do I not have my physical objects?
You don't have. You had one of your mystery keys. Is that
Yeah.
what you're trying? As you go to like reach for it, like your hand just passes through the pouch, and like you can see the objects, but you can't tangibly manipulate them.
Yeah, totally. Okay. What can I do for you? I am at your service. Entirely.
Give me a perception check.
24.
You don't hear a response, but you feel heat like breath on the back of your neck.
Okay.
And you turn, and standing
Oh, shit.
is the same woman that you see in the room, only the edges of her skin, her clothes, are not bleeding. They're solid, like yours are, like a...
I'm gonna bow. As low as I can go.
You see her kind of licking her lips. Even though, like, the licking of them provides no moisture, like her lips are still cracked and raw.
How can I help?
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage?
If it's still active, you did.
For an
Was
hour.
that concentration?
Oh, yeah. it was.
You need to give me 2 concentration throws right now. Because he hit you twice with the club.
Okay, that definitely passes. That's a nat 1. I'd like to use inspiration on that. Nat 1.
Okay.
I'll get rid of it later. Oh god, I failed. It's a 5. So doesn't matter.
Okay, so it was a straight.
I don't have it,
persuasion
just a
check,
straight
yeah.
persuasion check. Okay.
So that last kind of crack with the club just sort of knocked you sort of off your sort of concentration of the spell.
Oh, hell yeah. 19.
She gets a little closer to you, and her fingertips, now that she's not wearing the mittens in this sort of form that she's currently in. She's sort of plucking at the sort of cuticles of her finger. And as she's sort of plucking at them, her fingers are kind of elongating a little in size. But then as she lets go, they kind of go back to normal size. So they stretch a little bit. And then she lets them go.
I was told of you by a fire genasi named Avig. He was your neighbor. He risked life and limb to see you. He's been arrested here.
Your fingertips play the weave, but you come here willingly. Don't you know what that could mean for you?
I serve a higher purpose. I cannot be free unless all of us are.
I walk the border. I'm bound only by my body. But you would be bound by your cage if you were caught.
I'm hoping not to be caught. Though I may have made a grave miscalculation, ma'am.
I could tell.
I consider you my rescuer. And I am in your debt.
She sort of looks at you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Is it some kind of like charmed thing? Because I have advantage against being charmed in my Fey ancestry.
Let me tell you in a second.
I read the book.
I read the book.
I read
The book was there for me.
No one else was. It's not a charm.
Okay, cool. Wisdom save?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. 11.
You feel a probing of your thoughts.
I'm not gonna fight her anymore on it. She can have it. It's like, if she needs to push deeper, I'm not gonna resist her.
You didn't come here for me.
No. Avig did. Though he's bound in a cage.
I know. And I spoke to him. But he has the same problem that you have now. He can't get out.
I have the ability to get out if I am able to escape upstairs. I am not a prisoner, not in truth. I'm here on a mission. You have access to my thoughts. You can tell I am not lying. If I can get away from Caraway, kill a man, then I can leave here and come up with another plan.
In case you don't get away, would you like to see what you came here for?
Very much so.
Back left corner.
How much time do I have in this space? Understood. Okay, she's gonna go back to the back left corner.
Start to head. You loathe to sort of lose sight of the hag, but
Yeah.
you turn. See the long hallway. So she's directing you. Let me see your diagram there.
Yeah.
Like further down. Yep, that one right there. Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
she's in motion to.
Before she goes, she's gonna say, "My lady, do you have any way to turn back the clock a few moments upon my return? Seconds is really all I need."
How many seconds?
30, I would say.
Too many seconds.
How many seconds can you go back, ma'am?
I'll give you 5.
Does Annabelle make that face? No, she doesn't make that face. Annabelle is more composed than Deirdre. I know, I'm sorry. I would be grateful for it. And I'm gonna... Do you require something in return?
No.
Then I am grateful for it. And I'll turn again, a little hesitant to turn on her, and I will go down the corner to see Haskell.
You can see the door kind of in the distance there. You take a couple steps towards it, and after 1, 2, and you see kind of a ripple effect of air as you've walked into some kind of invisible wall, and you hear.
You turn your back on a hag just to see this man. You do magic in the Nightingale when you're not a prisoner here. Are you stupid, miss?
Perhaps.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I would do what I could to get you out. But I need your help. I'll forsake him. Is that what you wish?
No.
What would you have me do? She's gonna get on her knees. Ma'am, I am obviously stupid and I hate to beg. But you can read my thoughts, can't you? You can tell that they are true. I wish only for a better world, and I would do anything. There is no line I would not cross. There is nothing I would not do. There is no life I would not take. You must know that to be true.
I do. I doubt not your convictions. I doubt only your ability to escape. I'll give you 30. And if you're smart enough to get back in here without my help, then we can deal.
She will bow. Thank you.
And after that bow, you feel yourself come back up to your feet, moving backwards.
Oh God!
Back up the stairs, through the gates, back into the room. You see the club sort of raised up there from the officer, sort of comes down, back up, down again. The cloth come back out of his mouth. And you're back in the storeroom. And your hand is on the sort of handkerchief, sort of pillowcase cloth that you had sort of grabbed there to the side.
You gonna keep stocking them shelves?
Yes. Yes. I should have asked for more time from the hag, I realized. Should have gone back before I charmed him. And I will continue to do that. Is there any poison in the herbalism that I saw that could kill him? Oh.
That's that potent? Not that you saw. I mean, the.
Any other, like, alchemy supplies that could kill him instantly?
I mean, instantly, no. I mean, certainly if you ingest, like, a number of toxic things, you could die. I mean, but not something where you're like, yes, assassin's poison that could, like, kill him instantly. Yeah. They don't, again, this.
Could it get him sick enough within an hour that he would be dead?
I mean, if someone ingested a bunch of shit, and they might have to go to the infirmary because they are like vomiting and stuff, it's possible, yeah. I mean, because there's nothing in here that's so inherently dangerous, but I mean, you could ingest normal things and it would make you very, very sick. Like, that's definitely possible if like he drank a bunch of these tinctures or herbs or whatever, or, yeah.
Fuck! I should have asked her for more time. I am going to
Open up that last case for you.
Yes, thank you, sir. I will go about doing that. And is there anything else that I could do, like something big that I can drop on him accidentally to kill him and make it look like an accident?
Like a very heavy object in here. Give me a perception check.
Or pull down a case on top of him so that he is... that is a 19 plus, so 26.
You've kind of beaten me to the punch already, which is that there isn't anything... I mean, there's stuff you could whack him with, but there isn't like an anvil or something. However, as you've been stocking the shelves, you sort of put something in and it kind of, like, just, it's a little rickety. Like, it's not attached to the wall is what you perceive. Like, if you pulled, you could get a whole shelving unit to fall down.
Cool. I'm gonna... try to get him in position to it. Like...
How so?
Sir,
Sir, would you...
can we try that one more time? I don't really want to climb again since it went so poorly last time.
Sort of looks into the box.
You only got a couple more things. You can throw them up there.
Oh, sir, won't you please?
Give me a persuasion check. Not with advantage, but give me a persuasion. Oh, no, he is
charmed
charmed. Yes,
by
he's
me.
still, yes. I was thinking of the enhanced ability, but yes.
Natural 20.
Looks like Caraway's doing it all today.
I am grateful to you.
Alright. What's left to go? Sort of peers inside the trunk there.
I'm gonna pull, while he's looking down, I'm gonna pull the whole thing on top of him.
To do that, I'm gonna have you make an athletics check. It would be a much, much easier athletics check if you're willing to let it fall on you too.
Oh yeah, I can
Instead, because you can try and pry it off the wall, or you can literally just hang on it and let it like collapse.
I'm gonna hang
top
on it
of both
and
of
let
you.
it collapse, and at the same time cast Mind Sliver on him to give a little extra damage. Just on it way down.
As you sort of take one step,
Yep.
and that's where we're gonna end.
I'm a stupid woman!
Oh my.
We don't even know if she could have given you more time. It sounds like 30 was a lot anyways.
It would have to have been like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd know whether she could do that or not.
There's another reason why maybe she wouldn't have given you the time.
Totally.
Because she turned her
Because-
back on the hatch.
Why?
She just said she wanted to see if you were clever enough to get back.
On my own.
Yes, and she wanted to see if you could get out of this situation.
Annabelle, stupid girl!
Took big swings.
Holy shit. Wow.
I don't know. I think that went pretty well for you, Annabelle.
You had some really good
I think
rolls.
that was pretty good.
Your rolls were all insane.
Yeah, you didn't roll below like a 14 all night.
Well, I did
Good
have
one
the
now, one.
ability going, but oh my god. Oh my my god.
We're back in a big way.
We're back,
Brunkhollow.
everybody. Welcome back to
In case you
Brunkhollow.
were wondering.
Of course, my voice is back now after it sort of vanished for a while.
No,
But-
it worked for the Hag. Nacho Soda's coming in a couple
Yes.
minutes, so
Oh, yeah.
we're gifted a sub, which I think almost everybody who's watching
out
now is
with us.
gifted a sub. Please hang out. We're gonna talk about everything that just occurred.
Yeah.
And if you're watching later on YouTube, you can become a patron of the Top Notch tier or a YouTube member. And you'll get access to it
true.
too on Thursday.
Oh my god, Nestor!
I don't.
We will talk about any and all things chapter 44, but we are back in Brunkhollow. We're so thrilled that all of you joined us.
Wow.
for this episode.
Okay, wait. Pour one out.
Oh, pour one out.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
for Nestor.
Goddamn.
Yep.
Illien's savior.
Yeah.
Illien can never know.
Oh god.
There's no way that we'll find out.
I'm.
Cheers.
I will
Nestor.
kill you before you find out.
Stick around, everybody. Everybody with subscriptions, gifted subscriptions, Twitch
Yes.
subscriptions will be in the channel. We're going to answer some questions. We'll talk about going forward. Can't wait. We're going to take a quick little break just so we can run, grab a drink, go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly thank some people really
Yes.
fast. Lowbrass Guy, 15 bits. Insanely Flatulent, 100 bits. Armor Crocodile gave a sub. Oh wait, I think I did these already, but let's just do it again. Crazy Loja, 10 community subs. Thank you so much. Bob is my mom. Resubscribe. Nice
That's my
Cross
mom.
did,
That's your mom.
That's my mom.
did 40 bits. Armor Crocodile gifted a sub. Probably Brian resubscribed. Seabonar did 18 bits. Nice Cross 21 bits. Bearsy Poo gifted a sub. Ali Slayer resubscribed. Sharky gave out a sub. Spewbox resubscribed. Lord Loss, one of our amazing mods, resubscribed. Nice McRoss a bit. I'm almost on Adria resubscribed. Nice McRoss 20 bits. Also, we're gonna do that same thing. Yes?
Oh, I'm
I
wondering
thought-
where you're going with this. I'm
We're gonna do that same thing where if you're watching live, we're gonna just play some clips starting with the opening of the campaign.
Oh
I
my
thought it
which
would
is
be an
rather
interesting-
appropriate.
An interesting watch. But you'll be able to like see us kind of start to get settled in and stuff, so you'll know when the show is coming back on. But you'll just have to refresh your stream when we go offline and then back online in subscriber only mode.
All right, everybody. We'll be back in a moment.
Shit.
Stay
Right
tuned.
there.
We'll see you on the other
Oh, and
side.
join us in the Discord.
Refresh.
Pocono
Refresh.
did a thing.
Yes.
Thank you so
Talk
very much,
about the
guys.
episode.
refresh.